Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Vitamin D&D. I am your host and DM, Dylan Worth, for this campaign of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden, and of course with me, as always, are my delightful active friends. We got Bessie Jo Hill, Gabriel Greer, Grayson Lowe, Casey McDonald, Annalisa Garmayo, and for the first time ever, our first guest on this channel, Colleen Kelly.
Hi.
So Colleen Kelly is a dear acting friend, and from the Roll Forward podcast. I don't know if you want to talk about them real quick.
Yeah, it's like a bite-sized D&D adventure. It's done in 10 episodes. They're like half an hour long. It's edited down, and what's cool about it and different is we roll a D100, and there's like a list of monsters, and we have to fight whatever is rolled, and it has to be integrated into the campaign somehow. So
there you go. Sounds like a lot of work on that DM.
yes, a lot of editing afterwards too.
Oh no, I don't envy that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess thank you for joining us. We're happy to have you as our first guest.
I'm excited to be here.
Oh, great. Well, I guess we could give a quick shout out to our friends Syrinscape. If you guys like ambiance in the background, like we do, Syrinscape is a wonderful engine for your phone, your tablet, or computer. And they do wonderful pre-collected sounds for each of the adventures that you can buy for Wizards of the Coast. And so naturally we use it for Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden. Another big shout out is to Michael Gelfi, an absolutely wonderful composer who does a lot of royalty-free and copyright-free music for multiple different types of campaigns. He does steampunk stuff. No one does steampunk stuff, I don't know because I've looked. But Michael Gelfi comes along and he's there for us with a hug. So big shout out to him. He's fantastic. And a link to both of their stuff is inside the description of all the videos. So give them a shout out and give them some love. But I guess that, without further ado, does anyone have any announcements that they would like to make?
No.
No?
I can't wait for the day we do.
Yeah, I'll be like, what? That's amazing.
Having a baby? No, we're not having a baby.
Okay, all right.
We're not. That was not the announcement.
Food baby.
A food baby. We
Food
are having
baby.
a food baby, for sure.
Well, then I guess on that note, we're going to cut to the intro before we get into episode 8 and the first one of Act 2 for Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden.
That was terrible. It didn't help at all.
Yeah, we're back. And with that, we are back. Alrighty, so last we left off, having been on the hunt for a serial killer inside Tin Towns by the name of Siffic Culture for nearly 2 weeks. Outside, we finally managed to track him down in a little tavern out in the town of Kerkonik, where the team very dubiously came up
One way to put it.
with several plans to tackle the challenge.
All of them worked.
All of which were
Flawlessly.
pristine, for content at least, for the most part. But eventually the inevitable came down, and we crossed blades with not only Siffic, but with Torx, the little bandit dwarf who had been traveling town to town with some nefarious deeds going on with some mysterious owl by the name of Shardolin. But we proved victorious with the most gruesome death we have had on this channel. Balls immediately sliced off with a boomerang.
Nice.
you have
Still has
Donna
one.
Bonnie to thank for that.
Yeah.
And as he lied dying on the ground, like just scurrying away, we managed to remove his head. And then after a good talk with Charlie Booker from Charlie Booker's Security Emporium, we were able to hire Charlie to accompany us on this next adventure after finding a letter inside Torg's accompaniment talking about a deal made with some Dwarga by the name of Nildar Sunblight at a spot not too far from Kirkonik. So, hopping inside Torg's own caravan, which now is currently unowned, and some of the sled dogs, we made our way over to Kelvin's Cairn, where we found an outpost of Dwarga. A lot of keen talking and some very clever moves of just pissing at random.
Yes.
Seemed to work. And eventually unveiling the plans of Nildar Sunblight, who, unfortunately, from the start, knew who you guys were, as he was holding an old friend by the name of Gulkster inside his hands, unconscious. However, the team, even with traps galore and mindless spore servants pouring in to attack you all, beat 37 different colors of shit out of Nildar Sunblight.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, an absolute fuck up, and very clever moves by Tyrus Lim, bringing Gulkster back to life, who proved very handy inside the fight. You guys managed to remove the head of Nildar Sunblight.
So many heads.
Yeah, I was about to say, like,
We're
really,
not
like,
into decapitation.
No, that's our
normally.
thing.
Oh,
I mean, it's okay if you are.
Oh, okay.
I still have that guy's head in a bag.
I know that.
Mhm.
I put snow in there, so it's good.
Yeah,
That's
deserve
there's
it.
snow on the balls
Yeah,
as
I
well. That's
understand.
inside there.
So you get
I
them.
thought
But
so.
no, but no
Smart.
dick, just balls.
Just the balls.
It was
Balls.
very strategic, like boomerang.
Oh,
Yeah.
Correct.
Very
We're
good.
classy here on Vitamin D&D.
Yeah.
We're not trying to show too much. Yeah.
Okay.
Just the testes.
However,
Anyway,
This guy deserved that.
our adventure begins today, exactly where we left off. Now with the bleeding body of several Dwarga, one of which is Nildar Sunblight, lies at your feet. A friend recently repatched, but still inside an outpost. And as you guys still gather around your recent victory, breathing heavy from the fight, you still hear off down the corridor that you guys came with, the occasional echoing down the corridor.
We should get the hell out of here.
Morler's still finishing off the last of the spore zombies or whatever the hell they are.
I was
Sure.
really fucked up.
Yeah. Even though they stopped attacking.
Yeah, I mean, as you swing at them, there's really no
Yeah,
resistance. Just they just land on the ground enough time,
Yeah.
so you can have fun with them.
Yeah, that's great. Sorry.
well,
Did you finish it? Is he dead?
Oh, he's dead.
Excellent. We'll come over and check it out, see the chaos. Like a pillar got knocked over or something, right?
Yeah. As you enter the room divided, please you
I
get.
sneeze.
Yeah.
Don't want to see- it's dusty in this
I
cabin.
bless this.
I'm covered in pollen now from the spore zombies. So.
Yeah, and as you enter, you just immediately you step in blood. As this giant
Lord.
pillar has been collapsed,
Ooh.
and the first sight that you see is your teammates surrounded by, like, just a dead body that has been decapitated, wearing rather fancy armor. A strange weapon falls from his hand, lies on the ground. In the corner, there's your familiar snow leopard Pepe, still mawing onto this Dwargo who was stabbing it with a war pig
The cutie.
a second ago. But then also Gulkster, who's just merely staring at his previous captor, pretty lost in thought, very heavy in breath, and even though patched up, fairly wounded.
You okay?
Sorry, Warren.
Do it. Do the warm
Do it.
voice.
Do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't honest with you guys. I'm Spa.
But you said we could trust you.
You could.
Specifically said that numerous times.
You believed it, that's on you.
It did seem suspicious in retrospect, yeah. Guys.
So are you spying on us, Big G?
No.
Cool.
No. Spied on this guy. Reason why I tagged along was because I was tracking Sefik.
oh,
we
well,
took care of that.
Oh,
We
I've
took care of
got something for that.
yeah,
Oh,
she.
Cephic's
Oh, you
head
got
out.
some.
Whoa!
So I set snow in it.
Okay,
Yeah.
hang on to that.
I'll put back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
You don't want it.
No,
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 he
that,
wants
that's all. That's all you, big guy.
Sounds good.
So you're a spy for who? Who do you work for?
Boren's dad. You know Lieutenant Boren?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa.
His dad is the sheriff in Bryn Shander. You know, the really big town in 10 towns.
Huh.
Yeah, he took me in the wild, raised me up to be a spy.
Oh, okay. Well, weird, but we still like you. I think you're still a delight,
Thanks.
and you're really cute. So, you're a little.
Thank you for saving me. Thank you for that. We should go.
Yeah. Can I check out the
Yeah,
weapons?
Yeah, I was about to
Yeah.
say, yeah.
Sure. As you approach the weapon,
I'll
just
go over
just
and
picking
pick
it
it
up as it grinds against the granite underneath you. There's a humming that comes over this strange, like that. Pitchfork. Man, if I did
I'm
that
gonna listen to it. I'm gonna put it to my ear like a conch.
There you go.
There's a theremin in here somewhere.
I hear the ocean.
Definitely a theremin.
So basically, yeah, as you pick up, it's still a rather heavy weapon, and it seems to be created like the handle itself is still leather and steel, but the blade itself seems to have just small etchings of chatelaine curving all the way up the edges of it. It's a very heavy weapon. If you had to pick it up with two hands, it's like rather heavy and sturdy. Inside
Okay,
of
I
it.
try to pick it up, but I fall because I'm like 65 pounds because of my bones. So I say, friend, please help me.
I'm gonna try to pick it up. See how does it feel good? Weighted well?
For the most part,
Size-wise, does it?
it's not dwarven craft, but it's a heavy weapon.
It's cool.
And it has a sense of destruction to it as you swing around. There's a capability of it being a strong weapon.
Mind if I try this out for a little while?
I'm not gonna use it.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I'll see if it
Do I
works
know
well.
what it is? What
Suit ya.
What make it is?
Sure, if you want to roll an Arcana check.
I do.
Yeah, go for it.
And I have an advantage.
You do?
Because
I mean,
said
there's an
so.
A next to it.
For example.
Oh.
Oh wait, that's when
only
tracking
for
ghosts. And whatever.
So sorry, guys, but I have an advantage on everything.
You know what? Your confidence.
Yeah,
wanna
almost
see
pulled
what
it
you
off.
have
I'm
to
like,
say.
oh yeah.
There is
You have
an
to
A
shoot
the
the
there.
same. I was like,
There is an A there.
There is an A.
Obviously.
And there's a D here, which means it's in there. So.
Right. But you probably
Context
get the
clues. 15. Pretty good.
Sweet. So I mean, immediately just from examining it, you can understand that the chatelaine that has been infused in the inside has been worked. You can tell the difference between the raw ore, which you've seen before, and then at some point, I mean, inside your experience, your job on the ship that you were on and why you were hired was specifically for artifacts of, a different realm, a different nature, and you're getting the sense that chatelaine that has been activated has a whole new sense of power to this weapon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything else that we can rummage through, search through?
Roll me an investigation check.
I think I heard more of those creepy zombie things. So I don't know if we go back out the same way. There's more Durgar that way, right? Is there a back door? Do I see another way out?
Roll me a perception.
7.
Here, let me
No.
see if I can.
I certainly don't.
I'm afraid not.
No.
Nothing. This
I'm
place
bad.
isn't built for luxury or storage. It's literally just an outpost for the Ferrety. The most decorations is either on the gentlemen who are lying in front of you, or the flags on those rugged posts that you saw earlier.
I'm going to be deferring to you all for investigation and stuff. I'm just not good at it.
You're good at killing things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is it
So-
15 perception?
15. With a 15, that's.
What if I rolled a 24 in investigation? What if I did that?
All right, fair enough. Yep.
Damn, and you could check it.
And you can
It popped
fucking
up. I
look
saw
at
it.
There,
I
that's
saw it.
verifiable.
Yeah, isn't it a wonderful app?
That's nifty.
Alrighty. So as you go through the corpses themselves, just go looking underneath the cracks of the armor, some of which, if you remember, has just been torn and dented from the bloating from Don Bonnie's magic. You do find, indeed, a small coin purse on Nildar, containing 24 gold pieces and 17 silver pieces.
You guys, look at this money.
Are you going to hang on
It's
to the
okay.
weapon? Is that the plan?
I guess
We
so.
still-
I don't know
we
what it
still
does. I
got
figure
it.
I'll hit something and see what happens.
Sure.
Indeed.
If you want to look up Manifest Subjugation inside.
Sure, Borla can
Yeah,
pronounce that.
it should be inside the Homebrew collection.
I just want to look up manifest subjugation so I can use that in sentences for the rest of the day.
I'm gonna
So, yeah.
manifest
I'm gonna
subjugation.
manifest.
However, as you continue to go through the bags, you guys start to hear in the background, and then you start to hear the sound of conflict. There's some coming down from the area beforehand.
Oh,
And then you
boy.
hear a voice in common, strangely enough, in an accent you don't seem to refer to Dwargar, coming back from that area. It's indescribable from this distance at this moment in time, but there's definitely a voice echoing down inside the chaos.
Okay, but there was no other way out. We just have to go the way we came.
Can we hide?
Okay. Some of us are a little bit more difficult to hide than others, but yeah.
I say like we hide and then find out who comes in,
Okay.
and then if it's bad, we surprise him.
Okay. I
If
also
it's
have
good,
a spell where I can turn
We
into
surprise him.
other people.
Mm,
I could pretend to be
This-
Sefik or whoever.
Yeah.
Really.
I don't know. There's a lot of people hunting Sefik.
You're
Maybe
right.
not
Someone.
turn into Sefik.
Yeah, they might kill him as well. I'm
Could
really
you,
bad at
could you
lying.
pretend to be this
You?
bloke here?
The one
The one
just
we
killed.
Just, we just
Sure.
decapitated?
Yeah, I could.
Maybe that's.
Or is there something we can
a
hide
move.
behind?
Yeah, maybe we'll just hide. We'll do that if we need a representative. Okay, let's hide.
All right, fine.
This is easy for you.
Is it though? I have to overcome my desire to kill them.
I know that's hard for you. Thank you.
Fine, it's fine.
Okay, I
All
roll
right.
to hide.
Okay, I mean, if you guys want to try to hide at some point in the space, go ahead and stealth checks from everybody, please.
Dang, I got a stealth check.
Oh
everything.
yeah.
Guarantee.
Nothing to see here, folks.
I feel like Will is intentionally not trying that hard.
Oh no, I hope they don't see me and I have to kill them.
Hides behind your axe. Alright, what we got? Let's go around this way.
17.
17, okay.
8.
8,
15.
okay.
15.
Okay.
4.
Okay.
Oh, it's
Ooh.
the horns.
And
They
then
stick
I'll
out.
roll for Gangster.
You're like, no one can see
Will
me.
was just trying to hide behind the new weapon, just standing still.
Roll for
Behind
Charlie.
the
And then I'll
Sorry,
roll for
okay.
Sipo because just you guys need
I had to roll this.
so many NPCs.
Too, but
Some of them are friends.
Alright, so you guys all managed to, for the most part, believe that you were all safely hidden behind, there's
The pillars and stuff.
There's pillars that's fallen down. There's natural crevices. The conflict does sound and grow as it seems to be moving towards you guys on some level. And before long, throughout the shadows that sort of lean through the tunnel, which doesn't really have any torches. And most of the torches that were lit for the final conflict was inside the room that you guys were in. And there's some shuffling of bodies inside the dark. For those with you with dark vision, notice for one of the creepy human beings that has like these gross spores growing on their body just drops on the floor in front of you guys before another one does. And as you guys hear the fighting coming down, another figure seems to be stumbling into the room, just currently looking around the room. And as she does, would you like to describe your character to everybody?
You see this 5-foot tall woman, about 100 pounds, very wrinkly. She has purple hair. It's so matted, it's like dreaded in some parts. It's covering her face. It looks like she's wearing kind of like a burlap sack, and where there were holes, she like took fur and kind of patched it over, and she's just covered in dirt and filth. She's barefoot. Yeah.
Great.
And she's got a broom with her.
Yeah. As you stumble in, you immediately notice 4 figures. You see 4 figures. As you stumble in, just immediately take turn of the area. The fighting behind you starts to grow, which actually have some sounds in the background. Syrinscape. There's some fights happening inside the background. As you stumble into this area, immediately just taking a good scan. This place seems to be well lit. There's braziers down on the ground and torches that have been lit up. There's a few dead bodies just lying on the ground. But the individuals that you see are not Dwargar. Borla, would you like to describe your character?
Yeah. Borla is, she's a female dwarf, got red hair tied back in a big braid, and now holding a really cool tuning fork looking giant weapon with some Charlatan runes on it. I don't know how easy that's to see. I guess you said 5 foot. She's just slightly smaller than that, about 4'10" or so.
Nice.
And like lean muscle, probably covered in plant matter of some sort.
Yeah, a mixture of blood
Yeah.
and just fungus spores.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. I think that's about it. Got some furs and stuff on there. Clearly a outdoorsy type, I suppose, is the best way to describe. Some tattoos, like some on the chin and arms and stuff. Yeah, intense looking.
So hiding with a strange weapon, rather poorly, is that stout dwarf in the
Yeah.
corner. There's another individual, a small little kobold, I think maybe about
Oh.
3 feet. Seems to have a strange gauntlet on his right arm. He looks pretty beat up. It's just kind of tattered about. He's got a little scarf that seems to have been torn, but he's
Oh, not
wraps
a
it
little
around his head.
scarf.
There's also another individual, just a human man. He seems maybe inside his 40s. His once like porcelain chocolate skin, which is kind of started to get some age spots, and he's terrified, hiding behind a pillar, but like shaking so much and occasionally peeking over, terrified within him. And then there's one more individual that seems to be poking out. Would you like to describe your character?
Yes, my name is Donner Bonnie. I am a feral tiefling. I have purple hair. I
Purple hair.
have horns that are in the shape of like a kudu. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
And one of them is missing, so it
Aw.
got broken off. Let's see. I'm about like 33 years old, 5'10". Just so hot. I'm really hot.
Nice.
And focus. That's about it.
Oh, by the way, I'm a human as well.
Great. So yeah, as you stumble in, you see these 4 people very poorly hiding, and as you can start to hear the chaos behind you, they're slowly starting to like approach.
And I'm coming out of my cell. Is that-
Correct. Yeah.
You hear.
Mister was just trying to sleep. What's all this?
I want to jump out from where I'm hiding and go, she's beautiful.
You betcha. But they make me cover up the goods.
Oh, no. You swept me off my feet. Ma'am, who are you?
None of your business.
Well, I guess we don't have to hide anymore.
Oh, see, look,
Guys.
someone needed help and we were hiding. See? It doesn't look like she needed too much help, though.
No, I think she's.
What's wrong with weaklings? With spores.
I don't know. They're really squishy and easy to kill, though.
No spores on me.
I like her.
I think I do too.
She's great.
Seems.
Yeah, the spores did try to kill us a little, though. A few times.
Just a bit.
If you had to look down at your feet, there's several of them just
Yeah.
like chopped in half, heads on this thing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, we did that.
Don't care.
Oh, good.
Oh, what a delight.
Just, got put in a cell and decided to stay.
Oh, you were a prisoner here?
Kind of.
Okay.
Well, nice to meet you.
Do you like want to be free, or is this your thing now?
Can be free anytime. Just wanted bed and food.
Love those things. I used to enjoy food.
I enjoy a bed and some food from time to time myself.
I can't sleep. Anyway, nice to meet you. We should probably go before we get murdered and have fun not getting murdered.
I think that's the only way out, right? That back behind where
So
she
we're
came
walking
from.
together. Awkward. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You got food?
I know, probably. You have food? You
Might
love
have
food.
Rations or something.
Yeah.
You do have a fish, if you remember
Oh,
correctly.
right,
You
there's
did
a
catch a
fish.
fish.
That's right.
Does he take it out?
I'll-
Or does she take it
Yeah,
out?
Borla's like, nope, that's a head.
Don't eat that.
I would.
A fish's not really.
I grab it and I just start eating
Oh,
this
it's
raw
a little
fish.
old. Okay. Ooh.
That's
Cloudy.
courtesy of this one.
You like sushi?
Good hunting. What?
Nothing. So what is your name?
Yeah.
Mischievous Miss Mitzi.
Whoa.
Wow.
Alliteration.
What?
Can we shorten that maybe?
Maybe like
Mitzi,
I'm
maybe?
Borla. And some short, easy. Borla, 2 syllables.
Mitzi?
Mitzi.
Mitzi,
That's
great.
good. Nice to meet you,
Nice
Mitzi.
to meet you. I think my name is Gwynty, and I read it in a book. I've only been alive for 2 weeks, but you seem great. Anyway, let's go around.
She's a really good judge of character.
Yeah.
My name is Tobias Kinsley, first of his name, and you just see before you the most forgettable face. A face so forgettable it's hard to even... Just white bread.
Not dominant one.
Exactly. I am a paragon of privilege. I come from one of the wealthiest families in all of the land, and I'm a struggling actor.
Stop listening.
Yes, exactly. Perfect. Moving on to much more interesting people.
Sure, I'll come out. All right. Tyrus Lim. I am dragonborn, gray, blue eyes, armor. I don't know. Other than that, good stature.
And right at your feet. But now with
And right at my
bloody
feet,
teeth comes
bloody face, is a snow leopard named Pepe.
I'd like to spend time with him.
He is really lovely.
No, leopard.
Yeah, figured.
Yeah, we can.
We'll see.
Arrange that.
And with Charlie. Charlie, where are you?
Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I forgot about everything that was happening. I found this stick on the ground. It looked fun. Hello, young miss. My name's Charlie Booker. And you see before you probably a 7-foot gentleman who is extremely wide. He's got like a big solid beer belly, but his whole upper body is just muscle. And he's got a big trench coat. He's got some male pattern baldness going on, but he does his best to keep it tidy.
Well,
And
he's so
then
tall you can't see it.
Exactly. That's a good point. You wouldn't know. But he's got a big, thick, twirly mustache that he keeps well in contention. As he starts brushing off the dirt on the ground from the fight, he does sort of twist it. And he says, "What? Seaboat, let's go!" And he picks up the poor, small, terrified man that you saw entering the room back onto his feet. And he says, "Right, what's the plan then?"
Fight your way out?
Love it.
Unless, Mitzi, do you know of an alternate route out of this place where we wouldn't have to...
No, you would have come
I
through
can
it.
get small.
You can get...
Go do a hole.
You can get small? You can do
At
that?
will?
Oh, okay.
Well, she can get small, but can you make us small?
Nope.
Okay, then I think we're going back the way we
Alrighty.
came in. Then.
We might
I've never
die.
been small in my life.
I believe
No,
that.
well fed. Good job.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job.
I like this one.
Good stick. Good stick.
Swimmingly.
It is a good stick. He picks it up and puts it in his pocket.
He's taking the stick.
Well, let's go then, right?
Right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see no reason
I want to be in the middle.
to stay here.
Great. So yeah, I
Oh.
guess we're gonna
Sandwich.
establish a marching order. Charlie very willingly walks in the front.
I'm up
Good.
there too.
Great.
I want to see what this new sword does.
Yeah, you won't be able to see behind Charlie, so maybe be in the front.
That's a good point. All right. So 2 by 2, we've got Charlie and Borla up in the front. How else would everyone like to proceed?
I'll be next.
You next with Pepe.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll be behind him.
Nice.
I'll be with Tobias.
Tobias and Donna. Alrighty, and then
Okay, I guess I'm in the back
we're doing with
With Mitzi?
with Mitzi.
Mitzi.
Yeah.
And Sipo. Because he is definitely staying at the back. Alright. So as you guys start marching around, the sounds of the conflict get a little bit more obvious. Because as you start approaching down through the cells that you guys see, the fences that had like barred and holded them off are now crashed onto the ground. And these spore servants that you're familiar with are now tangling with some of the Dwarga. As the spore servants have now started to just repel and like having the fight. And the tussle is largely in front of you. There's a group happening in front of you having a fight. There's one Dwarga that's trying to fight off 2 of them. And then there's a collection of Dwarga at the back who are just fighting a swarm of these creatures.
Like, we could just wait and let them just hash it out and sweep up afterward.
I mean, that is the move.
Mitzi has a broom.
Yeah, do you know
I
these
get-
fungus guys?
Nice, man.
No.
Oh, okay, they're not friends of yours? You don't know them?
No friends.
So you're
Oh.
single. That's what I'm hearing. That's good. Okay, guys, we gotta figure this out.
Do you know what that means?
You'll win. I forgot you said you wanted to be in the middle. I'm sorry, you're in the back right now.
That's okay. I'm having a good time. I'm still here for friendship.
All right, cool.
So this is good for me.
Yeah.
What would we do? Jump into the fray, or
Yep, we gotta.
Killed best friend.
Sorry?
You're gonna kill your best
I
friend?
did.
You did.
Whoopsie.
Who
Here?
No.
Was your best friend,
What?
Mitzi?
Well, Yo, good gracious, Galinda.
Anyone?
Well, what did she do?
So good and nice to Miss Mitzi. Couldn't handle it.
You couldn't handle how nice she was, so you killed
Felt
her?
bad. Wanted to play just a trick. Turned her into a beetle. Lost her and then stepped on her accidentally.
Oh.
Got a bad curse.
It shows you this necklace that's like way too tight on her neck. It's like choking her, and there's no clasp to take it off, and there's a beetle on it, but the glass is like broken. She's like,
Bugs is everywhere.
Oh.
and her eyes are like wild.
Oh my goodness.
With
All
every
right.
hit that the Dwargar are just
She better.
carving into Spore Servant, instead of blood, the blood drops just go into beetles, and, like, as far as you're concerned.
Yeah, all I,
Just flying
all
around.
I see her is, so she's like kind of just like wanting to hit things with her broom, but she's showing good restraint right now. She's like,
Crackhead energy. Okay.
I've always wanted to hang out with a witch.
Is she a witch or
I
is she
don't
more like
know.
a hag? Is that a thing for them? Is that rude to ask?
Can hear you.
Oh yeah, I'll sit down. She's right here. She's
Sorry,
really
are-
more of a hag.
So you practice witchcraft, magic, sorcery, that kind of thing?
I practice transforming.
Oh.
That's right. You get little, but you can't get big.
Spells bigger too.
Ah, I like that.
This could be good. I think maybe we should.
Should be.
I think we
That
should
she
just walk
turns-
around
Has
them.
it like noticed
Us
us at
into
all?
beetles.
We're just so
Nobody's
No, the
engaged.
fighting is going on, but as far as you can tell, no
Let's
one's
just sneak
noticing
by.
you guys, like, entering the forefront.
Okay.
But
Mitzi's
Yeah.
not scared at all, by the way. She's just chilling.
Okay.
As much as I'd like to maybe crack this crazy open to see what it can do, I don't know, maybe we just walk by, let them.
Continue to fight each other?
Sure.
Let's see. Yeah.
See us?
Let the things
Give
eat
it a
the
shot.
dwarfs or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Well, let's just. All right.
I'll
walk
actually
by.
try. I'll actually try to
Bye.
sneak this time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mosey on by.
you guys are gonna just try stealth on by?
Yeah.
If it
Yeah.
All
works.
right, stealth rolls from everybody.
How tall is this room?
Oh, that's
Oh, it
definitely not gonna.
Fills up maybe
okay.
about 35
Okay.
feet,
That's
maybe
worse.
some 14 some as it's
Oh.
natural
That's awesome.
kind of cabin. Yeah, it's pretty high.
Okay.
I'm so happy to be rolling
no.
shitty.
Hey,
Yeah.
worse.
Nice.
Then what's the
So-
point? I can't roll for advantage. I have to roll.
I don't know.
I'm just
So
dragging the blade on the ground.
if we have
behind me.
disadvantage, we roll twice, right?
Correct. Yeah.
On
Do you have
stealth.
disadvantage on stealth?
Yeah, we both do.
Probably because of your armor.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Or just because I'm so striking.
Maybe.
Those
Your
blue
piercing eyes. Even the darkest of nights cannot hold them.
Stealth by this.
Okay.
Are we supposed to tell you?
Not bad.
Yes, ma'am.
14.
19.
14.
Boom,
Okay.
boom, 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 boom.
12.
Okay.
Right now.
4.
Well, that makes sense.
That's appropriate.
6 ifs and then 4. 4.
13.
Alrighty.
15.
Okay.
19.
Oh, okay.
She rolled with disadvantage.
You got a 19. Good. Keep those up.
Yar.
All right, but however, as you guys start to progress, doing your best to just sort of avoid the fight, you get towards this first fight, and as you guys are like successfully just sort of trying to like, a few of you manage to get
Just
past.
like,
Yeah, just doing your best to like just duck away from it all. There's eventually a spore body that just bounces into Charlie, just off his big chest, and just it just slaps this thing's head before it just falls down. And at that point, several eyes all turn to it, and as the fight goes on, they are indeed aware of you guys' presence. I'm sorry, he rolled a natural 1.
ooh.
There's nothing I can do about it. So at that
darn.
point, I'm gonna need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh
Hey,
crap! I
hey,
guess
hey,
I'll
hey.
just have to kill people again.
Can I have a D20 to borrow from someone? No,
Oh, yeah, we
just
got a
for
bunch that we
something
can.
else. Okay.
Would you like a green?
Yes.
Yeah.
Favorite color.
3.
3.
16.
Okay.
Oh man, come on.
Make
Don't
sure
use
this
this
is
weapon.
blue.
I'll get to kill something eventually.
I hope so.
Alrighty.
Dun, 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 dun.
I've got some voting down for that.
Yeah.
Well, I like our chances.
Oh yeah, definitely. Didn't take too
Alrighty.
much damage that last fight, so I'm doing okay.
Yeah, we're picking up the scraps here. We're gonna be fine.
You guys are doing great. You guys have always done great.
Famous
Oh,
last
thank you.
words.
And I've still got, I
Been
think,
some close calls.
I still have 2
There's been
rages.
some
Yes,
scary
2
moments for
rages
sure.
left. Yeah, I only used 1 rage last time, so I'm good.
Ooh.
I'd be so mad.
Excuse me.
Okay, slow motion. This whole battle's gonna be in slow motion.
This whole battle's gonna be in slow motion.
Oh, that beautiful.
This is Mr. Frodo, it's the elves.
It's like Braveheart.
Alrighty. So as you guys
I feel like I
enter
want to get killed.
from that bottom place over there. Alrighty, Borla, can I get yours, please?
9.
9?
Yep.
Beautiful. Mischievous Miss Missy.
16.
16, lovely. Donna Bonnie?
I have 5.
5, alright. Tyrus?
20.
20, shit, okay.
Nice.
I've got a roll for Calxter. Okay, you did alright. Gwyndian?
4.
4, lovely.
Right now.
I'm gonna auto roll for.
Tobias was a
Alex
3.
is not here?
Tobias was a 3.
Yeah.
Sorry, bud.
I think it was actually a 2 because
He's
it's
a minus
3
one.
minus 1.
Alrighty,
yeah,
so I'm gonna
this is-
bring
I know
everybody
he sucks
in
more than that.
with our delightful miniatures over here. So, Cyrus, you were kind of at the back area over here with Pepe, and then you got Charlie and Paula. You were up front somewhat. Yeah, there you go. And then we got Tobias,
Yes.
Gilkster, and Donna Bonnie. Right about here at the back. We can just scooch you guys up here. So we can get everybody on the board over here.
Oh, thank God you have it, because I thought I couldn't find my mini.
Are you mini?
Oh,
Oh no, I've got the briefcase that I keep
yes.
everybody in.
Woo! I was
And then we've
about
got
to make excuses and
Gwyndian at the back here.
talk about how
And with
busy
Gwyndian
I am.
is our delightful mischievous Miss Mitzi miniature.
Oh,
Couple of the year.
I know.
I'm so
That was a
sorry.
good,
Can I
decent custom. You
see
certainly
that
may.
close up?
Are you sure?
Of course, as I'm gonna go ahead and just set up one of the fights that are happening here.
wow.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
So now bumping into Charlie is that individual that's now staring him in the face. And this Dwarga is currently going head to head with another one of these creatures. There's 2 currently fighting, several of them pouring out of these cells.
I like how if you had have not thought
Like it.
mini, it would have just been like a cheese head.
There we go.
You mean the ones I saved from my dinner last night?
Alrighty. Stepping into the combat. Starting us off is a Tyrus Lim.
I am going to.
This is very a Tyrus kind of
heal.
music.
It is. Okay. Actions.
Oh, I gotta put it on here, right? Like right there?
Oh, yes, sorry. I forgot you got that back.
I am going to heal Pepe.
So
with
selfless.
Cure wounds.
Beautiful. You can move your turn over here. You definitely have the reach to go up there.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll your die.
Okay, so 15.
Beautiful.
Healed. And he just goes back to max, right?
Correct, yeah. So, you guys watch as the Tyrus runs up, and with that same kind of green energy that seems to radiate off of him, it just flows into Pepe, and the wounds from the war pick that has been stuck inside it just slowly start to patch up.
Nice.
It's nice.
Thank you.
Yep. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, unless you've got a bonus action that you would like to do.
Nope. Nope.
Alrighty, then right after you is the now fresh Pepe.
Okay.
Fresh Pepe.
Pepe's going to, I feel like, run up behind whatever Dwargar.
Oh, this gentleman over here.
Sure.
Alrighty.
Yes.
All right.
Attack from behind. Now, is that
15, 20. I mean, has well with enough range to run, suit back, and then make the pounce.
okay?
Because I know
Great.
you love your pounce.
I do love my
It
pound.
is technically flanked because he is distracted, currently fighting this Machinate, even though it's not considered an ally. Like he's distracted, so
Okay.
you are gonna have advantage on the attack.
Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. Interesting. That I don't know why this
Dark.
is all dark. Sorry, folks. I literally can't see what it says.
Yeah, that's great.
It's like in dark mode.
I'm in dark mode right now. Sorry, everybody.
I'm in dark mode.
He's on the dark
Oh, did
web.
you use that underdark feature? That's.
I did. It's cool.
Oh, actually, this is a very good time to announce this on the channel. There is a new extension done to our Twitch channel, and seeing as everybody has created their characters on D&D Beyond, if you just slide your mouse just a little bit over the screen and towards the left-hand side, you're going to see the icons of everybody over here. Their health is currently listed, and if you want to have a look at their character profiles,
Whoa.
you can go ahead and do it.
Sick.
Okay, so this is
It's a little known for like lying and stuff.
Oh man.
And so will I.
Okay, so yes, we're gonna do pounce and
Beautiful.
I believe it's the bite. Okay. So okay, so 10 plus the 2, so 12 plus. So it's plus 4 to hit, right? I'm adding that to whatever this was, right?
Correct, yeah.
16.
Because it's +2, then it's plus your proficiency.
So 16.
16's gonna hit. Go ahead and roll your damage, and he's gonna make a strength save according to pounce, right?
D12, I believe. Already.
It's a stupid guy.
Yeah,
What we got
DC
here?
12.
He fails. So he's considered prone as Pepe runs and just dives into the back of this dog who is currently just engaged with this spore servant and just tackles him down from the ground. As he like lands on, just starts tearing into him. The spore servant just starts smacking its head as well, and this poor dog is just trying to guard himself as Pepe tears into him. Go ahead and roll your damage, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. Let me see. 1d6. Okay. So that would be 5.
Beautiful.
And then there is. Oh, goodness. This darkness, sorry.
You're good.
He has to highlight it to even see it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We can we'll change it at the break.
Yes.
You can change it.
Okay, so.
I'm sorry about that.
No,
What did I say?
it's his fault. No.
Yeah, I'm just sorry you're going through it.
Okay. So, like I said, 5, and then I can do
The bite
another
attack.
bite because he's.
Right. So you can roll that with advantage as well.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I can roll that with advantage. Huh?
Correct. Yeah.
So 5. Yeah. So we'll take the 5 plus the 2. So
7.
7
Okay.
on top of the 5 before that.
Oh, so you still have to roll to make the attack for the bite. Yeah. You're good. You're good.
That's what's advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Man,
what
advantage with damage. Oh, that's nasty. That's a feat somewhere, I'm sure. Oof.
It's alright. I roll with advantage. It'll be fine.
See.
It'll be fine.
Here's a savage attacker. Kind of does that. You reroll your weapon damage.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So 15.
15 just misses, I'm afraid. Oh, just-
Rude.
but it is now knocked prone.
Okay.
Actually, animation. Alrighty. That gonna be it for Pepe, sir?
I believe so. Trying to figure
Alrighty.
out what is going on.
It is the Dwargo to respond. So as he's been tackled onto the ground and just been knocked up, he's going to use half his movement to
knocked
get
up.
up.
Got that too.
And yeah, he's going to turn around and try to strike Pepe. As a new threat has come along.
Don't you fucking touch our
Old
cat.
bastard.
He's getting it now.
You're still alive, I'm
Okay,
gonna kill you.
so that's 12 to hit.
Nope.
All right. Can't get a hold of it. I mean, poor fella's swarmed. Who can blame him, right?
It's a bad day.
Yeah, but don't you ever fucking do that to me again. Alright, next up is the individual behind him who's still going for the Dwargo. It's just like, starts smacking it with advantage. Thank God for that. Oh, unfortunately, not able to hit him. No, but it's who can blame him? Also scared. Next up is Charlie Booker! Who just sees this woman and he just goes, ah! Just tries to clap her head again.
Make it
Oh,
clap.
That's even like a fly.
Yeah, he's got big hands. Who can blame him?
Oh, Charlie.
Alright, so he's got a multi-attack. Alright, so first one.
Oh, Charlie.
First one's definitely gonna hit. And I'll just roll them twice. Why not? Okay. Let's da-da-da. Man, I got a lot of people to play with this game.
Good for you.
Yeah, there's like Gallanster still here.
Alright. You see Charlie just punches this woman in the face and like grabs her arm, breaks it up, and he just grabs her neck and just snaps it.
Charles!
As he kills her right off the bat.
You're crazy.
Alright.
He belongs to the street.
And that's gonna be Charlie's turn. Next up is Gelkster, who is gonna just launch a firebolt at the Dwargo Pepe is attacking. And that's definitely gonna hit. It's gonna take. Okay. Bit of damage on that fella. As once again the gauntlet starts spinning around, and as the little pieces land in spots, ignites a flame and just hits the Dwargo with it. Alright, next up is Mischievous you. Mitzi.
You look around and you don't see her anymore because she's flying on her broom. Can I just?
Yes,
what
please,
is the-
yes.
I mean, she can go pretty far on it, but I wanted to double check.
I think it's 60.
I knew that, bro.
Yeah.
I knew she was a witch, bro.
I didn't expect this at all.
So she's gonna be like above here,
Great.
and I'm
you
just gonna
still-
put her like off to the side.
Sure.
Um,
Actually, this is what I'll do for you. Give me 2 seconds.
and that's not an action or anything. She just hopped on it.
We're
You
just
said
gonna-
you heard alley oop.
So graceful.
So I'm just gonna fake this as a little height enhancer. As
Yeah.
you're now flying on your broom.
Wow.
She's
Time to get spiky.
and I
Catchphrases
cast
too? She's
spike growth. 20-foot area. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're just like this.
That little collection
So
over there.
if they want to move out, they still have to like move out into it.
Trap him like in The Sims.
Yeah.
Got toys. This is the no. These are the right toys. I was like, this is the wrong toy. All right, a 20-foot area. You said.
Yeah.
Great. What we got you up? 20 feet.
She goes,
Hope these are all the bad guys.
I hope so too.
yeah.
Great. Thought just to keep track, you wanted it like that.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
like, because it says when a creature moves into or within the area, it takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
Oh wow. So you guys watch this. She just flies into the air and just sends magic down to the ground that just grows these little spikes around everyone's feet.
And they take damage right now too.
Correct.
Very useful.
So it's one action. Yeah. The ground is a 20-foot radius. The area becomes difficult terrain for the duration when a creature moves into or within the area. So I guess, I mean, they would be hurt.
I
right
mean,
now,
no,
right?
I tend to count that as like there's spikes growing underneath their feet. To me,
Yeah,
it makes
like
sense
coming
that they
up.
make their saves now.
It doesn't say anything. Okay. The transformation of the ground is camouflage to look natural. Any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast must make a wisdom check. But it doesn't say anything about
A save?
a save.
Okay.
Just says it takes 2d4 piercing damage
All right,
for every
sweet.
5 feet it travels.
Well, to me that makes sense. The spike's growing underneath there. So
Yeah.
go ahead and roll your damage. Okay. And
do
go.
I roll it, or is it just 2d4 piercing damage? Oh, I rolled the 2.
Yeah, it's
I
roll
need
the damage.
It's been a while, guys.
That's alright. I mean, for future reference, here's a big bag of die.
D4 is the triangle, baby.
Yeah. But you can borrow 2 of mine if you would like.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I rolled one of them, so I'll roll another one here. That's a 2 as well, so 4.
So 4 damage to that
Nice.
big old pile of folks right there.
Yeah.
Alright, so, oh man, I'm gonna make a note of that real quick.
I don't know if this guy's in it, because it's like 20, so it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, so like right here. It would just be these 4 guys.
Of those 4.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Being fair.
Fair to the Duergar.
Yeah.
We are being watched.
4. And... Alright.
Immediately loses it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Hell of a turn. Is that going to be it for you, Miss Mitzi?
Where's my bonus action? She's just gonna like pull out another stick. You're like, how does she have so many sticks? But it's a fun stick, and she just like starts like chanting at it. And it looks like she's like imbuing some kind of magic into it.
Oh, wow.
Alright.
Okay.
Alrighty then, next up to go is one of the Duergar currently caught inside it. And although like spikes are going up, there is still an individual right in front of his face. And so he's just gonna try to swing for that small summon.
He's not phased.
And yep, he's gonna miss. As he goes to strike, the spikes are like just catching his elbow and he's just
Yeah.
trying to tear it away. So unfortunately he's gonna miss.
Whoopsie.
I didn't get a picture of him. Alright, so next up is this individual over here. The strange Duergar is covered inside like a robe or a cloak. And he's just extends out his hand and there's some strange, almost like puppet-like strings that try to go into the Spore Servant's mind. Okay. So it's gonna be you. Okay. Alright, yeah, you see it invades this thing's mind. It just starts shrieking in pain as like blood starts coming out of its ears. It just starts like spazzing out. Next up is the individual that got smacked, and he's gonna respond. And he's gonna hit. Not for much, but he hit. And we're all very proud of him. Yeah, as he just starts tearing it into, doesn't seem to be too bothered by the spikes growing out of the ground. As it is. That other Duergar is gonna swing. And miss. Man, these Duergars suck. Alright, Borla, show him how it's done.
Alright. Well, I was gonna go over there in that mess, but never mind. It's all spiky now. With my extended movement, can I make it to that one furthest Duergar closest to you, I suppose?
Of course, give me 1 second over here actually.
Oh, yeah. Put
I remembered I actually had this thing over
Ooh.
here. So apologies.
That's fancy.
I know, right?
Love the toys.
We got toys. That's about 20 feet. That's where you aimed it about
Yeah.
there, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice.
There we go. Alright, apologies, Borla.
Oh, that's good.
Alright, where were you
so,
aiming?
the kind of cloaked looking one over
That one over there?
And her with her
So
35
5,
now.
10.
movement.
15, excuse me, Pepe. 20, 25. Yeah, you can get behind and get
Excellent.
flank if you want.
She's, I don't know, pissed about something. I hadn't really thought about what, but
So
not getting
mad.
involved with the Duergar before. It's like, oh, finally get a chance. I don't know what these spore zombie things are, but I don't like them either. But I really don't like these dwarfs. So she's pissed. She's gonna
Alright.
rage.
Beautiful.
And gonna try out this fancy new weapon.
Alrighty.
Oops, that's both of my.
So, Mitzi, as you're watching this dwarf just speed around, and as she starts frothing by the mouth, her eyes start to go green.
So
And then
excited.
from her form, several dwarven spirits just start flooding this entire area.
Wow.
Go ahead and roll
What's the chance?
with advantage.
22.
Ooh, that's definitely gonna hit.
Like
For
this.
12 slashing damage.
Nice.
And the second attack, assuming they're still standing.
He is, but a hell of a hit.
Wow, a 1 and a 3. That happens to me a lot.
Oh.
Uh,
Sorry.
So it's a total of 10 with this cool ass weapon.
So good.
10
Ass weapon.
just misses with
Yeah,
I'm
I
afraid.
figured as much.
Oh.
They're, for what it matters, with the slasher, speed is reduced by 10 feet. Disadvantage on other attacks against anybody that's
Other
not
than
me.
you.
Yeah,
Correct.
so I guess. I mean, does that count for the zombie thing in front of it? It's not really my buddy,
Well,
but
I
don't know.
Oh, you'll find out. I guess that's
excellent.
That's how it's all about.
That's good for me.
Alrighty.
I like the new weapon. This is cool.
Great. Did you read it?
I did.
Yeah.
I used the bonus to rage, and
I
would
used
she,
the bonus to rage.
would she even understand what that it has that other feature?
You know what? You got a good point.
Yeah,
You got a good point.
she might accidentally figure it out.
Yeah.
But either way, she used her bonus this time, so.
Beautiful. Alrighty, then it is Donna Bonnie's turn.
Ooh. So there's one that's not in the spike mix, huh?
Correct.
The
So
spiky soup.
yeah,
I
the
want it.
one Dwargar who isn't being smashed by Borla
Oh.
is the one that's being mauled by Pepe just outside of the spikes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yar.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna hit boomerang.
Boomerang?
Boomerang.
Alrighty. Familiar weapon.
Yes, my favorite.
Go ahead and roll.
13 plus 8 is 21.
21's gonna hit. Roll some damage.
4 plus 3. May I borrow someone's D4? Actually, I got it. I can do this thing. Oh, shit. It's that 4.
Yo, beautiful. Alrighty, yeah, hell of a hit.
Yes,
Amazing.
and
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch it again
Yeah.
because I have another action.
Alright.
Promise I won't do this every time. But yeah, I'm gonna do my other action, and it will be the boomerang again. I'm gonna-
Beautiful. As it hits this dude, it comes back. You just catch it on your backhand, and as you spin around with it, fling it out again. Go ahead and
So
roll.
it's like those cool college kids with the ultimate frisbee, like
Sick.
Does a backflip as she catches it.
buckets. So that's like 9.
That is buckets, I'm afraid. Alright. It looked cool as shit, though.
Cool at first.
Yeah, but it
I got
does.
cocky because I was like, I have 2 actions. I can do. I can take up so much time. That's it.
Alrighty. Alright. Nicely done. It's going to be the Spore Servant in front of your individual.
Sure.
And even with the spectacle that's happening off of you, yeah, he's still going to go for the Dwargar. And he's going to hit. Damn, these little spores are doing better than you guys. Sorry, I'm just talking to my
Wow.
minions.
I hit once.
Counts.
Alrighty. Gwyndian the Great. Tobias, you're on deck, sir.
Okay, I'm gonna do a fireball on those guys. It's 20 feet, so this is really easy. We already have it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do it.
Oh my god.
Wait, you don't need the
So it's-
Dorito thing
It's
for it?
40 feet.
I don't need a Dorito. Yeah, how many people can I kill without killing my friends?
So, I mean, it depends on your aiming, right? So you got
Yeah.
40 feet, so imagine twice this distance, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So, you're looking at a radius that's probably about this big. I hope this looks good on camera.
Would it still
Hand
hit
modeling.
Mitzi because she's flying?
Yeah, so it is radius upwards as well. And you're currently, what did we say, 30 feet?
30 feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
30 feet inside the air, and it's a 20 feet radius.
20 feet radius,
So
it
it won't hit Vinci.
Oh, okay, then let's
Yeah.
do that.
Warm your toes. But
Yeah.
Okay.
alright. So from the back of it, this book opens up and many pages just go flying by. And almost on a blank page, small little embers carve in a distant language as Gwydion rises the embers into the air,
I'm doing it.
summons a massive fireball and just sends it flying.
Damn.
It takes the form of this shrieking skull as it just hits this area, and you guys just see a massive explosion just happens. This happens right underneath your feet too. A little skirt just
So excited.
Yeah.
rattles up.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
Deck saves.
correct.
Yes.
Nice to be warm.
I love it.
Alrighty, so it's deck saves for. Oh my god.
What?
Okay, well it doesn't matter who that is. That's a fail.
Doesn't matter who that is. They're toasty now.
He's gonna fail, and then it's...
She's like doing this in the room above it.
I have it.
These people burn alive.
What's the save is 13?
14, I think.
Oh, because you.
Yeah, 14.
Okay, so that's a
dexterity.
fail.
Just watching. Get all those rolls out now.
This is hurting you. I like this.
Hey!
One save.
One dude saved!
When
Alright.
they're in spikes, it's hard.
Yep, so go ahead and roll your damage.
She did.
I
She
did.
did.
It's 29.
Oh my god.
We were all so excited for her to announce it.
I was
We
like,
all
if,
saw
but
it.
if they
saw it
fail,
coming.
Alright.
Yeah.
Fireball.
You just hear from Charlie's, Jesus Christ!
Oh my god.
Alrighty, so it's.
Bye bye.
me.
Yeah, alright, so.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, sorry.
Is that a friend of his?
Platinum Dragon!
There you go.
Alright, so, I mean, dead.
Whoa.
So nice
Gigi,
people had
nice
families.
They were already lost.
That was the most damage I think I've seen.
I think Galaxter did
Yeah,
30
Dexter
one
did
time.
30.
I mean, you did 30, but to one target.
Yeah.
You just killed everyone in this area.
I am so sorry.
Wow.
Oh my word. Alrighty.
I'm
And
kind
then
of glad it wasn't over there now.
these fellas too.
Yeah, me too.
And then Pepe's whiskers are just
Cockroachy.
just in front of it.
Sorry!
And then this is the one that stayed.
Oh, nice.
The spore servant that could.
Aw, good
I mean, I
for
might
him.
as well.
Yeah.
It's
maybe-
scorched,
Yeah, if
but
they move into there, there's.
yeah,
bad
exactly
terrain,
that. We'll
yeah.
keep it up there for now.
Yeah,
All
push
right.
it in.
So
Here.
pure destructive power just came out of Gwyndian the Great.
That's crazy, y'all.
Safe to say it's your turn, yeah?
Yeah, that was it.
Alright, our channel's first fireball!
Yay!
Alrighty, Tobias Kinsley.
Who's left?
There's literally,
One spore, right?
there's one spore and one dwarger.
Who shall I aim my crossbow at? I think I'll go for the spore.
You gonna go for the spore?
Heavy crossbow. Is a 100-foot range, so I think
Oh,
I'm
you're
good
well
right
within
there.
range for that, sir.
Cool.
Go ahead and roll.
Gonna roll. 19.
19 is gonna hit.
Oh, wait, well,
Pour some stuff.
yeah.
Are you heavy crossbow? So 18.
18 is gonna hit, and then yep. And then so D10. 3 minus 1, 2.
Alrighty.
That's a Tobias roll.
Yeah.
Yep. You talk us out of fight.
Alright, yeah. As this thing is just hit in the head as a clean hit, takes out whatever life it had left.
Nice.
Good kill, good kill.
Bow.
Charlie's like, that was cool too, mate!
Thanks, Charlie.
Alrighty, and we're back at the top of the round. A Tyrus Limb.
How close can I get in front of this dude's face?
Let's have a look here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You are within range.
Okay. Then I'm going to hit that person
Beautiful. Go ahead and roll, sir.
with let's go a little longsword.
Long sword action. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta do a little shuffle with your shoulders, like a little long sword.
Long sword. Got it from a dead dwarf. No big deal.
Ooh.
Alright.
It's not quite flanked. Not quite flanked. No.
No, I'm afraid not.
All right.
so.
Well, I'm gonna use lucky because that was a
Oh,
6.
yes.
It was a 6,
Ooh.
and I didn't like it.
God, I forgot you had
But
that.
I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'll roll a natural 20.
Oh, that's
Good
gonna
stuff.
hit. Go ahead and roll
Lucky.
twice your damage, sir.
Wow.
And you're holding it two-handed.
That was lucky.
So,
Oh yeah.
yes,
Oh yeah.
yes, I am.
Yes, I am. So wait, which one do I?
There's two.
Dice twice.
There's 2 of them. There's like a 1d8 plus
That's
somebody
whether or
else.
not you're holding it one-handed or two.
I'm holding it two-handed.
Correct.
So I do the d10.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And you're gonna roll it twice.
Yes. So that damage was
Nice.
9. And then that damage was 5 for a total of 14.
14. All right.
Plus your
Well,
strength modifier over there. Would you have a plus to that as well?
I think this automatically adds to it, doesn't it?
Does it? No.
If you click
I
in
mean,
the right place. If you
Yeah,
click
I'm
you
gonna let you this. Know this. Doesn't matter. How do you want to kill the last enemy standing?
I would like to actually stab him through the foot so he's immobile and then choke him out.
Oh!
Oh my god.
Swinging this long
Swear
sword
not
down.
like this.
Sticks it easy.
So dumb.
Ah! And then in front of you, as your dwarven spirits are sort of flying about, these 2 large dragonborn hands just crisp around this neck, and he just. It takes a long time to
Oh.
just choke to death before you just feel the full weight of this
That took a while.
into your hands.
Yeah, like that was a long
We were
choke.
standing here.
It takes a long time.
Wow.
However,
You're crazy.
he is officially lifeless and heavy inside your hands, and if you had to let him go, he just falls on the ground. Leaving you guys now inside the empty outpost.
You just hear
You eating?
Mitzi's on the ground by where the bodies were, and it looks like she's holding a turkey leg, but it's an arm, and she's eating it.
Oh, because it was cooked, huh?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's true. There's
Ah,
just
well, it
seared
is
flesh.
I'm not
Like
mad
it
about
better raw, but warm is nice in the tummy.
Yeah, salmonella. All that.
What? No.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that was horrifying. It was so scary.
Yeah, you did the horrifying thing.
I didn't mean to. That's the first time I've ever done that, and I didn't know that I could.
Wow.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
I'm
I
scared.
feel like we could have used that before. a
I
few
know,
times,
right?
Yeah.
There's so many times. You
Yeah.
almost died, like you were dying, and I could have used that.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
now we know, you know.
Now we know.
Okay.
Pent up anger and I
Yeah.
had nothing to do with it, so I just poked the body with the sword. It's
What the
like, I
hell?
got mad for nothing.
It's still
Yeah.
dead.
I was really cool though.
It is still dead.
Yeah.
You know that the
Yes.
dwarven spirits just eventually fade and leave from you.
Well, I feel like our first order of business should be to get out of here and then go see your aunt.
Yeah,
Let's
so,
talk to Lynn.
yeah, we should probably talk to her, deliver this head proof that we took out Coltro. Maybe she has an idea of what Nildar meant by death on black wings, I think is what he said.
Yeah, that was pretty ominous.
Ah, yeah. So, because honestly, we got
You have the
those as
props
well.
if you need them. Just so you know.
Right,
So did
and we had that letter
props.
that
Wow.
had something to do with your dad.
Mm-hmm.
Written by my dad, yeah.
Right. And you don't want to deal with that, right?
Not really.
I would love to
Fair.
meet your dad.
Oh, would you?
If we're ready for that, yeah. In our friendship. Our friendship is ready for that. And I would love that. But no pressure.
I don't think that meeting my dad is gonna be
We're not there yet. It's okay, you can just say it.
It's
It's
fine.
fine. We'll be there one day.
And you're not sure, you might think you're dead or might not think you're dead, you're not sure.
I'm pretty sure he thinks I'm dead.
And you want to keep it that way.
I do.
Okay.
Well, Mitzi, seeing as how you you don't have a prison to live in anymore,
Oh, could have left.
anytime, right? Yeah. Well, what are you doing now?
Probably. I'm just gonna steal food.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we were gonna head to a really populated town. Lots of food, lots of people. but good people that you don't want to eat probably. But there's already food there.
People don't like Miss Mitzi.
Aww.
We'd have your back.
Yeah, we're
maybe
a
you
motley
could, like,
crew ourselves.
You even take a bath there when you're there.
Nope.
Okay. Okay.
I have
That's
these.
fine.
I have
Smells good.
Oh, I don't have a nose. so
Natural.
Supernatural.
Absolutely.
Say.
So,
I think we've made a new friend.
yeah, I was gonna say, would you like to tag along?
How do you feel about sunlight? You like sunlight? Miss that?
I don't know.
I think we should try it.
Okay.
the whole
So
we
creepy.
don't really get sunlight here.
That's right.
Don't
It
remember.
was a nightmare. in
Don't remember
Icewind Dale.
sunlight?
I don't know.
Do you
Yeah.
even know what sunlight is?
I've seen the aurora borealis,
That's
and that's
Yeah,
it's like
delightful.
that, but brighter. Okay.
She throws her food away.
Bugs.
Whew,
Oh, right.
Oh.
wonderful.
Ah,
I was hungry too.
Yeah, well, let's go get her a not bath and stay at somewhere nice.
Or not nice, whatever.
Not nice.
Yeah, yeah, great.
Right.
Or
Sure.
bad. Yes.
Stinky.
I'm sure
Oh.
there's like a stable in town or something.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's what I was
Yeah, we can
thinking.
just check her
Well,
out.
let's go see if there's any
Oh,
more.
I could stay there easily.
Yeah.
Hopefully our carriage thing is
It's
still there.
Still intact,
Yeah.
yeah.
all right.
Let's run out.
Yeah, as you guys progress towards it, although so it looks as if some of the crates were starting to be hauled off of it. Yeah, as far as you guys can see, still fully intact. Your cart.
Good.
Ways
Oh.
Good. I'm gonna
Yeah.
switch back from my because I was wearing
Your
Torgus
disguise, yeah.
Torgus clothes.
That's
I'm gonna switch
correct.
back to my stuff. I guess I wasn't wearing furs initially, but I am now.
Show the goods.
Let's see what you got.
Kind of like off the shoulder a little bit, do a shimmy.
Alright.
So wide. It's great.
The poor sled dogs are a little bit scared, but they're just all huddled up together on the
She
camp.
just goes, "Arf!" Sounds like a really good bark, yeah.
Oh, you could be in the front with the dogs if you want, or you could be in the middle with us.
Dogs.
Okay. Yeah. She's fast though. She's good in the snow.
Me?
Yeah, I guess we make her.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Okay. No, she's terrible in the snow. Don't do it.
That's fine. She has a broom. She does the
Oh
flying.
yeah.
That's
Uh-huh.
And she just smacks something hard on the ground with it. That was not there. There's nothing there.
Did you get it?
Guess not.
It's charming.
Sure.
Sipo very begrudgingly gets to the front of the cart, just picks it up and just just breathing to himself, just absolutely terrified. And Booker picks up Gulkster and puts him in the back. There you go, little man. And then hops into the back, and the wagon itself just seems to like as he gets in, and he just sits at the back trying his best to be as small as possible. But I guess as folks climb into the wagon, where do people want to stay?
Is there a room up front? With
There is,
Sipo?
yeah. So
Okay.
there's room like attached to the sled that actually has it, and then there's like the upper level where
Yeah.
Sipo usually relays.
Yeah. If there's no one else, call shotgun. She's gonna sit there.
Great.
With him. Like, it's alright, buddy. We're getting out of here. You're good.
There we go.
I'll be at the back, looking back out.
Alrighty. So go ahead and just roll me perception. And just before as you guys go along, yeah.
Sure.
I'll go on the inside. I'm not going to be walking with dogs.
Sure. As you get on the inside, it's fairly comfortable. It's made for traveling in the cold. There's some blankets and stuff for you to cuddle up with, for the most part.
No.
I'll also be in the
9
blankets.
perception.
Okay, great. I'm going 9 on perception.
She kind of like makes a nest out of the blanket. It's like very circular and like takes a while getting
Nice.
in.
They smell
Yeah.
weird now.
Alright, then.
Maybe she peed a little.
Territory. That's okay.
There we go.
Unclear.
No way to tell.
Alrighty, so you guys eventually make your way through as Sipo starts guarding, sitting at the front with you guys. And traveling back to Kirkonik, I believe. Is that the destination?
I think we were possibly going back to Lynn.
So you want to take a travel back to
Because
East
she's,
End?
maybe. I
she's
don't know.
got some gold for us and some. We should
Yeah.
probably update her on everything.
Yeah, we gotta try and figure out where we're going next, and she might have some insight. We had 2 letters, or was it just the one that brought us here, and
Indeed.
then the one referencing.
Targos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Targos.
I don't know what's represented.
Got it.
Oh, I mean, I don't want
Do
to.
we need to have this discussion?
Yeah, perhaps
And,
we should
Got
decide.
a little bit of a ride ahead of us.
Yeah.
Mitzi's asleep. I'll be right back.
Of course. But yeah, as you guys continue throughout this trip, there's just as a point of reference with the letters and everything that you found was a map on the top of it that showed several spots that were marked, some of which were kind of questionable.
Mm.
You know, it's handwritten things that were inside Dwarvish that you were actually able to
Right.
translate. Just detailing some areas of Icewind Dale, possibly where she had some stashes of Chardonnay, or at least how she had marked it. So, if anybody would like the map,
Who's our best map reader?
Casey, you seem like someone who can read that.
Sure, I can read a map. And
Okay.
Borla's got decently high survival, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
Dwarvish.
so
And if it's in Dwarvish, yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose as a dwarf.
Makes sense to me.
yeah.
Look, a map.
So yeah, you find a map. For the most part, it's fairly detailed for the 10 towns themselves. There we go.
Oh, the other end.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
Right.
A sizable one, but
So
it
we're up
details.
here. Cairconig is close. East Haven's beyond that. We didn't go to Cair Denival, right?
No, you did not.
We went around like Denishire and all that.
Yeah, you went through like Denishire by the keen sailing of
Right.
Donabonnie.
Mm-hmm.
Cairconig to. That's right, we did do that. That's right. And there's a spire marked over there. It's
Right.
called the Dark Duchess.
Were we supposed to go there?
Goblins be here, I think, on the corner here. That's a long ways from us. We're actually really close to where the spire. Can we see a spire in the distance?
From this region, no.
Probably not. Yeah.
No, I'm afraid not.
But we were going to the spire, right?
And where's
At some point.
there's another X, just an X. There's nothing next to it.
Treasure?
I don't know. Did we have anything saying we needed to go to the spire? I don't remember.
No, but it's on our map. We could do it. It's on the way, right?
We're just going places.
Yeah.
Where is? Oh, Targos is like way the hell over there.
Because you're right here, right?
Gwydion the Great,
That's
do me a
me.
favor and just roll me an intelligence check. Just a d20. Add your intelligence.
Okay, I don't know about that.
Nice.
And just as a DM to play your notes, now that you guys have officially ended off Act 1, defeated the first sort of major villain that you guys had, predated,
We did that.
you're now somewhat free to wander.
Mm.
You have a map,
Oh.
you have Icewind Dale.
It's an open
Um,
platform.
Yeah, so for the most part, from where you guys choose to venture on now, is just up to the delightful part of Dungeons and Dragons, where you have delightful freedom.
Do
16
yeah.
is the answer. I was pretty sure.
So,
That's pretty good for me.
starting off
Yeah.
inside East Haven, where you happen to meet Borla for the first time, and a few of everybody for the first
My
time.
friends.
Specific event occurred where an individual was burnt at the stake.
Yeah.
Dazan,
Yes.
the red mage of
I remember
Tay,
this.
connected you a message through to your head,
Oh, yeah.
reminding you that to meet him at the spire before he got incinerated.
Guys, I remember. I just remembered that thing that guy told me in a. Remember when we watched that guy get burned alive, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And it was like really bad. It's terrible. Can't believe you guys do that here. You're monsters.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
can't believe
I
anybody would
can't
ever
believe
light
burn.
anyone on fire.
Yeah. Horrible immolation. Anyway, so I remember him saying to go to a spire, but there's a spire on this map.
Right, and not too terribly far out of the way. It's actually, I
Yeah.
think,
Is it closer than?
East Haven, yeah. It's
Oh.
not in the right direction, but it is closer.
I don't know why he would
No,
want
I
us to
already
go
have
there, but
here.
he seemed cool.
I suppose we could do that, yeah. It might be equidistant.
The only reason I was suggesting we go to East Haven was to collect our reward and
Right.
sort of give your aunt an update.
We could go to East Haven and then back to the spire
And then go see
after we take a
Ronaldo,
long
maybe.
rest. Go
Right.
see.
Picks up and says,
Reynaldo?
I kind of have some things to report as well. Got a job to do.
Yeah, little man. I give him a little
that.
tiny high five, little beep.
Oh, and I
Here's
Right
one
here.
for this corner.
So cute.
Yeah, so Sipo and Charlie, I mean, how long do we have you as employees? I don't know. Your
Our
friends.
guests?
Your friends.
Well, if I recall correctly, sir, I was paid up. We were paid up front for the services of, this particular mission. I think going forward, it might be a very different kind of deal. Going forward, we got a good taste of what's to come. If I can be honest with you, personally, I'm a fan. That was a lot of fun. I get to punch a lot of people in my life.
You're really good at hurting people.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the only thing you take away from my
No, you're
personality,
also
sir.
really nice.
Oh,
Thank you
yeah.
kindly.
You're like
I'll
the
think of
nicest
everyone else
person
as well.
who is that hurts people I've ever met.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hard
These
to
are-
find those two.
wonderful compliment. Thank you very much.
I like how seriously you take the job too. Like, you made me not want to go in that bar before. It's good.
Thank you,
Like
sir.
that.
I think professionalism is the
That's good.
the key to a good business.
Good quality.
answer.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, East Haven then, and then
East
decide.
Haven. East Haven
East
and
Haven.
decide.
Let's do it.
Right.
What do you think, Mitzi?
She's asleep.
Oh.
Do you want to poke her?
Yeah.
Ah,
Whoa! It scares her awake.
Sorry. We were just we're gonna go to a place called East Haven. We wanted make you have autonomy over yourself. So I mean you can do whatever you want. We just want to let you know we're going to a town called East Haven.
Don't even know what's real sometimes.
Okay. You know what?
Okay.
Just go back to sleep. We'll wake you up when we get there.
just gonna put a blanket over her head like a bird. See if she calms down. It's okay. She likes it. She likes it.
You're like rumbling under there, but then
There we go.
East Haven.
You gotta hold her down sometimes.
Maybe not poke her anymore.
Yep.
I guess we have two different ways we could go. We could go back to the Black Dinishire and get in a boat again, or take the road through Caer Konig and Caer Dinival. I don't know any of you who live here know anything about Dinival?
What do I know?
Oh, I mean, so, Caer Dinival is a neighboring town to Caer Konig. They both share that beginning name because they were both sort of developed on a series of runes from an old empire that was founded beforehand. It's even smaller than Caer Konig. It's a small establishment for the most part. They sacrifice food to Oriel instead of people for warmth.
Yes,
Their
it's really obvious.
yeah, their symbol is also a fish, but a very small one at the bottom, and in a tower not too unlike East Haven's above it. They have a very small militia. The speaker is a fairly decent individual from what you can gather. But yeah.
Let's go that way.
Sounds good to me.
Doesn't hurt to
Yeah.
go through the town. Sort
I'm
of.
good either way. That's fine. It's probably gonna be a lot quicker that way.
And okay.
Yeah. Quick. I like
Just
quick.
pass through Caer Konig, buy the mayor a drink again or whatever.
Sure.
How does the sailing tiefling feel about that?
About not sailing.
Yeah.
I don't get a chance to show off very often, but
I don't know about that.
Yeah, the bloating thing is
You
cool.
you bloat
Right.
people and you throw a boomerang.
Right.
Every time I'm very impressed by that.
I'm a very good fighter, and you properly fucked me up. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just the fact that you guys are friends is impressive.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
tried to
I
kill each other.
respect your tenacity. That was a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
I wasn't fishing. I don't fish as well as you, but
No one does.
yeah, let's go your route. And thank you for asking for my opinion. This group has just really changed my perspective on friendship. And anyway,
Not a lot of friends before.
No.
Well, I think you're cool.
you hear rustling under the blankets. And
Yeah.
as Mitzi throws off the blankets, she throws off her burlap too, so she's just naked. She goes,
I mean, friends are fine.
Oh, it's get that
Oh!
blanket right up on her. She's
Oh,
crazy. You can't see anything. She's
you
too
have a
dirty.
beautiful physique.
So good.
Yeah, do you work out? It's crazy.
Lots of running.
And she eats bugs, so
I
it's
can
the other
tell.
one.
Right.
A lot of protein.
I feel like she kills bugs. Maybe not eats bugs as much.
Tobias,
She'd eat anything.
Yes.
you feel a large finger kind of poke your belly. Oh, doesn't work on everyone then. Tries to poke you in the stomach again. How do I make people fart?
"Oh, What?
Do that
Guess you
anymore.
don't have the touch.
Oh, we'll work on it.
Oh.
Alright, so I guess the game plan is traveling from Kirkona, going through Caer Denival
Yeah.
Yes.
to get to
Seems that
East
way.
Haven, I believe.
I'm seeing wiping the corners of my eyes as we walk.
Well, as we continue to travel through, I think this is when we're gonna have our break. As we cut to our little break, when we come back, it'll be back in about 10 minutes. When we come back, we're gonna cut to our traveling across, using your delightful freedom in Dungeons and Dragons. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Pew pew.
And we're back. So, my friends, as we travel via dog sled, pulling a caravan, a few of us all kind of hunched up inside the background. You guys are left watching the aurora inside of the sky slowly start to fade as day leaves and night comes. There's a bright, shining crescent moon inside the sky, looks down on the rest of you, keeping things inside an endless night. You guys wander, leaving you guys some time with now your traveling caravan heading towards Caer Denival.
She loves doing that. Really loud.
Roll me an animal handling check. Let's see how this goes.
See if I like it.
That's a
I don't know.
7. Oh, that's a 10. Okay.
10? Okay, what's that?
Just one.
Yeah.
Can I take a short rest?
Yeah, you guys can certainly take this as a short rest for now, as you guys are relaxing in the back of your head, for the most part. Atara's still keeping an eye out of the back throughout the wilderness, but for the most part, traveling from Kirkona to Caer Denival is, there's a path to stick to. You're not going too much through the wilderness, for the most part.
This map doesn't have excuse me, Borla doesn't have these detailed things. It's just the big map, right?
No, she has
has
a note of 10 towns. She's a trader
Makes
by
sense.
marks, so she does have.
Alright, so Caer Denival, there's some marks on here. It's not too big. It's got a little harbor cove thing. There's the actual Caer itself there. Like a fortress castle thing. And places to stay. And a ruined watchtower. Don't know if we're just gonna pass through, if we're gonna have to stay. I mean, I don't know what time of day it is, but are we getting
It's
sleepy?
Yeah, I mean, it's about night time. You might be approaching maybe 8 o'clock, 8 p.m.
So, I don't know how much longer. Do I know how much longer we got? By looking at the map?
You mean to go through it? I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell, but
No.
it's a fairly short distance
Alright.
between the two of them. Yeah.
Alright, so maybe we stay there. Push through to East Haven. I don't know. It's up to all of you.
Yeah. Let's go to an inn. We'll rest. We'll
We'll rest.
chill out. I'll watch you while you sleep. That'll be good.
Yep.
They have souvenirs?
Sure.
Like a gift shop?
I don't know.
Maybe
Just nice word.
souvenirs. Like 'em. Okay.
Could be. Well, perhaps.
That is a
I mean,
nice word.
everything's a souvenir if you look at it.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, I
That's a
suppose
beautiful way to look at the
What?
world.
those
What?
the Coltro's testicles definitely souvenirs.
She's
Yeah.
bamboozled.
Absolutely.
Souvenirs.
Absolutely.
Damn booze.
Seem to have confused you.
Doesn't
Are you
seem.
doing magic on her?
Just like, she like farts again. It was silent. It's just,
Oh.
it's a silent one. Just.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
She's still naked.
Yeah.
Well,
Therapy.
We don't quite know what to
I
make
feel
of
like
it.
maybe when we get to town,
Mhm.
you don't do whatever you
Cover up
want.
the goods.
Yeah.
Might be a good idea.
Little
Just
something.
not draw attention to ourselves that's unneeded.
We
We're
don't
going
care.
to get cold.
We don't.
Yeah, you're gonna be
Yeah,
cold.
we're very liberal, but
Yeah.
we're you know.
So I
trying to-
make it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just figured you'd be cold. That's
I'll
all.
look over there.
Got blankets.
That's fair. That's true.
Okay, but yeah, for sure. When we go into town, we'll doll you up. You look cute, and we'll put you in a stable or something.
Mm.
Yeah,
Great. Onward.
yeah. Mush those dogs. We mush them.
So it doesn't take you too long to eventually approach Kidanaval. The trip in total is maybe about 2 hours at most. Yeah, as far as you're concerned with how time tends to travel. But yeah, you guys eventually find yourself entering a town somehow sadder than Kerakonik. There's merely but a few houses that just sort of curve around Lac Denishire that is frozen for miles. You're getting the same idea that due to the ferry, excuse me, from East Haven back and forth, it's also kind of been blocked. So this area's kind of been about as landlocked as Kerakonik was itself. Being nighttime, for the most part, you see a few lanterns on the inside of houses. It's passed away. It's not very busy at this moment in time. Now and then there'll be the occasional, somebody packing up their store, and they give you kind of just a snarled as you pass, while they continue with the rest of their work. It doesn't take you too long to come across the pattern to move around Lac Denishire. The harbour itself seems kind of small. There's only 3 ports out of this place. Trying to search for an inn doesn't obviously take you too long, but as you arrive to it, the sign of which has just seemed to have fallen off and landed into snow that is now well piled over it. The windows and doors seem to be barred and locked closed in this place. There doesn't seem to be any life or signs that the inn is open.
Great.
I'm cold now.
Do we want to,
That makes sense.
Try to put some blanket on you.
Yeah.
feel free to say no. Do we want to just make ourselves at home anyway?
Yes. Yes.
What do you mean by make ourselves at home?
Like crawl in a window, kick down a door.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Breaking and entering. Yeah.
Right. I was trying to be subtle, but sure. Yeah.
Crimes. Yeah.
Yeah. That.
Let's do it.
What are we gonna do about the dogs?
Dogs can come and stay with us,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Keep us warm.
And so can you. Because it's cold out here.
Yeah, it's cold. Yeah. Look for something maybe off to the side, not on the open to break.
Sure. Just roll me a perception
Sure.
as you take a wander around the inn.
18.
Sure.
Yeah, 18.
So you do find the tavern itself kind of happens at the end of the bend. You pass the road that leads off to East Haven before you get towards the edge of the town. What's neighboring it is a large building that just seems to be quiet. Maybe people are asleep inside as best as you can. But sure as hell, around the back end of it, where it seems to be a little bit more out of our shot, yeah, you do find a few boards that cover a window that, wouldn't be beyond, typical strength of what you've done. Cut a lock in half.
Look at the new sword. Yeah, let me try it.
Alright. I mean, yeah. We'll say for the most part, you cut through it. It's wood. It's
Yeah.
old wood. But yeah, crack is open, and before long, pushing it out on the other side, the window is officially free for you to climb into an old inn. As you step out inside the...
Does everyone fit?
I don't know. Just Borla's in there right now, right?
I think so. So you could look around, see if there's anything concerning rotting floorboards, that kind of
Roll me perception.
whatever. Like I keep forgetting. 11.
11? No.
No idea.
It's an old inn. It is stuffy and dark.
Looks great
Yeah.
in here. It's a wee bit warmer.
Okay, cool.
There's no wind.
Can you conjure up some sort of fire to keep us warm?
Let's try and not burn the wooden building down though.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could do big fire, but I can't do little fire. I'm not a very good wizard.
Gulks the old sportlet and
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's kind of like on the end of his finger has like a little blowtorch.
Thanks, little man.
And we can make something.
Do what I can.
Oh, we can
You're
smoke, I
trustworthy.
guess.
You
Yeah,
can
so
trust me.
Guess I'll,
Crawl in the window.
yeah, I'll try and look around if there's stone or bricks or something to surround an area so
I'm
when
gonna
we
crawl
burn
in
it, it doesn't
after you.
Yeah, well, this is
conflagrate into something insane.
Yeah, I mean, from the outside, if you had to venture just a little bit out into the snow,
Yeah.
yeah, you'll be able to find a few things.
Spend time doing that then.
Great, yeah. While you're doing that, Sipo just brings the carriage around to the back with the dogs, and then one by one, Charlie just picks up. He's like, "There you go, 1 pup, 2 pup, 3 pup," and the dogs just kind of go scurrying around, and Pepe is just a little concerned with all these dogs running around, and now and then they try to play with him. And they
very rude.
and this way, a little uncomfortable. Charlie battles to fit through the window before he's able to. Right, and he just kind of moves a shelving unit over the window just to keep it out. But for the most part, you guys are now snug inside. Eventually, along, you're able to start a bit of a fire. Now well protected by Baller. So the area, and you guys are left inside an empty tavern. There's tables and chairs for you guys to use. There's an old keg that just sits at the edge of the bar. Some spiderwebs and dust seem to garnish it. But
Is the cake filled?
Yeah,
Oh.
push it and see.
if you give it a, there's a rocking of some beers in the inside.
Yeah, I have dark vision. Can I investigate and see if there's any other rooms in here? Or
Oh,
this is
sure.
one big room.
Oh, well, I mean, of your immediate perception with dark vision, yeah, you do see the entrance to what looks like a back kind of storeroom, and there's stairs that just kind of lead to a sort of top-looking unit.
Can I go upstairs?
Yeah, sure.
Am I
Floor's
able
a
to
little-
see the storeroom?
Yeah. With immediate perception, you'll be able to.
I'm going there.
Okay,
Kind of
great.
perceive it.
While you walk up the stairs, it just seems to be just a one particular area that's just kind of carved out. There's a table. You're guessing that maybe this is where any sort of prestigious guests or any individuals with money would probably pay a little extra to get a seat alone. Typically, if somebody's paying for, silence and good conversation, they're able to find that there. As you walk into the storeroom, you see a few crates and stuff. A lot of things have just been taken out. You guess if they're closed for business, they did take things. But then there's a few heavy objects that they didn't really bother to. There's a couple of things that would have lost it inside storage. So there's things like rice. There's a couple of wheat. Maybe a few pieces of cured and dried meat are hanging at the back storage. But anything of substance, like fruit or anything else, has been pilfered for the most part.
I'll take the meat
Okay.
and then I'll throw it to her.
There we go.
She just like grabs it and takes it into a corner. And just you hear her nibbling it.
Yeah. Salted fish sounds really cute. Yeah, I'm leaving you guys. For the most part, you don't seem to be inside anywhere too nefarious. Just a closed down business.
Well, if anyone comes along has problem with us being here, it's when you step in, right?
That's when I step in.
Right. I don't mean any offense to those who live here or lived.
I don't know.
I don't know. Can you take offense?
Can't.
This place is depressing.
Eh?
Like everywhere is pretty depressing.
Sure.
Feels better than home.
Where's home?
Where is home?
Cave, maybe? Rock?
Sure.
Better than
sure.
rock.
I like this better than rock.
Yeah.
I might like rock better.
Do
I
you think
wonder if
that's
they
why
have any-
everyone left?
Ooh, could have been.
Because they were depressed?
Maybe. I don't know. So this one sacrifice food, right?
They
Not people.
sacrifice food. Yeah, to
Yeah.
Tyrus's knowledge, yeah, they
Yeah.
sacrifice food here.
All right. Well, they must. Yeah, did sacrifice people away. People didn't come here. Business disappeared. I don't know.
Yeah, the economy is in shambles.
It seems that way. Yeah.
Okay, well, do we run an inn now?
I smack the wall with my broom really hard.
Keeping it clean, I like that.
I'm gonna see if I can find any whiskey or something.
That would be good. Yeah.
Investigation.
Will do. Ooh. Wait.
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 Yeah, and then while you're looking that up, you piece together a place where people typically come from out of town to visit, and with the ferry closed due to the everlasting winter, you get an idea that that's probably why this place ended up being closed.
16.
Yeah, with the 16 going just through the bar, shuffling through some old bottles that very dusty, but eventually you pop it, put it behind the bar, and sure enough, you have a very rough form of whiskey.
It's like whiskey.
Whiskey is whiskey.
I take a slug and pass it to Borla.
Excellent. Take a swig as well. I'm gonna take the sword out and kind of set it down. So I like it. Don't know all that runes and stuff do. You're magic, right?
Yeah, so I think, yeah.
Do you know if it's anything about it?
Okay, I get real close to it, I look at it, I'm like, I'm on the Price is Right, I'm trying to see. Do I know anything? What do I...
I mean, you roll me an Arcana check if you'd like.
Let's do it. Oh no. It's a 14.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
with a 14, yeah, basically similar to how
It's
Donna was going through it here. You get the idea that this is somewhat enchanted by the shardland that's been placed inside it.
Magic.
Let's play with it then. Just kind of like swing around, hit it on things, see if it does anything.
Sure. I mean, every time you bang it on it, there is that slight that just rings in between the blade, and you can start to feel the magical energy just shimmer a little bit.
Seems to like react when I hit it on stuff like that.
For the most part, yeah.
Right. I'll try that out later. Alright, I'm good.
I'm going to rest.
Same.
Probably a good idea.
Oh, I guess I'll keep first watch then.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah, no problem.
She's sitting on the ground like this with her hands over something.
Did you catch one? You get
I
it?
found a special beetle. I knew she was alive. I knew it. She'd be here.
Oh, can I see?
There's nothing there. She's just
Nothing there. This is
Yeah.
sad.
So I take
Next time,
the bottle
buddy.
back. Anybody else?
I don't have any organs anymore.
Right.
Don't worry, ma'am. While you're sleeping, I'll keep a special eye out for any beetles that I find.
I see him in me sleep.
Woo!
Right, I'll keep an eye around you
Hate
then.
that for you.
Very well. I'm gonna tuck in Sipo. Between me and you, he's had a hard time with all this adventuring and whatnot. So,
Yeah, he looks a bit rough.
yeah, he's not used to being in the fray. You know, he's a great manager. He handles goods really well. He's got a solid brain on his head. You know, but it's just
What kind of skills does Sipo have?
Oh, I mean, he's good company. He's a good bloke. He's cool with animals. He does stock take really well. You know, he's the one who, you know, he looks after the caravans typically and goods and horses and, you know, at the stables. And then I look after, you know, the weapons and I make sure people aren't being too naughty. But Sipo. Oh, you didn't meet Sipo. I'm sorry. He's tucked out. He was the scared bloke that was me. He's about this big. Yeah.
He's always behind him, so he is hard to see.
Yeah, no, he does a good job of hiding away, but
He loves hiding.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's typically what he does. Yeah.
Yeah, he's terribly unuseful in battle. But you
Yeah,
know,
no,
maybe he
don't
could be
rely
like
on
our
it.
agent or something.
I mean, that's a conversation if we continue our deals together that, you know, will come down to
Sure.
our terms of agreement. Because we are a package deal, me and Sipo. We've been together for a long time.
Good for you.
Oh, well, yes. Yeah, you find a good friend, you stick with him. You know what I mean?
You're telling me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to bed.
I would like to
As
watch
am
you
I.
sleep.
Good night, all. Pepe goes and smells Mitzi a little, and then follows me
Love smells
upstairs.
She like turned around. She's like,
But
And just goes upstairs.
Gonna roll a perception for Charlie. So, as you all eventually find your sleep, if we all choose to indeed,
Take a long rest.
yeah, take a long rest. Yeah, for the most part, you guys
sleep with the dogs.
sleep with the dogs. It takes some time for
Gets
them, but
loose.
eventually they do curl up
Aww.
next to you for a little while.
I'm gonna keep watch with Charlie.
You can step with
I
Charlie?
need to rest, yeah.
Great. Go ahead and roll me a perception then. Let me start.
11.
Okay. 11. Yeah. So you guys can spend time looking through the floorboards that are sort of barred up throughout the tavern. But yeah, as time passes, you're noticing not much going on. Kedenwall is asleep. Fairly quiet town. There's not much going forward for the most part. But yeah, eventually, if you all done with your business, go ahead and take a long rest.
Alrighty.
Does that mean your luck re-ups?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like 3 times a day or something.
Oh,
Nice.
yes.
Yep. It's a great feat. It's a great
It's
feat.
a terrible
It's a great
feat. I'm biased against it. It's okay.
Why?
So
It's
as
a
a
bad
D-
DM
as a
experience,
DM.
yeah.
It's like, of course you have more luck.
As you guys eventually find quote unquote morning, noticing the particular green shimmer of the aurora scanning over, still keeping things nice and dark, you guys do eventually find yourselves awake a little bit, and as you sort of peer around, take note of each other, you do notice that you are missing one, as Gulkster's nowhere to be found at this moment in time.
Damn, he slipped out.
Guess more spy duties.
Is there
You
anything?
didn't see Charlie, you didn't see anything.
No. I woke him up for his shift before I took a nap.
That was your first
Took
mistake.
advantage of that. Then.
Should I not have done that? Sorry, I thought we were all mates.
No, you're good, man.
It's fine.
Uh,
Probably has something going on.
Can I do like an investigation check, see if there's anything, if there's any treachery afoot, anything,
Sure. Go ahead and roll this.
anything that, like a struggle, sign of a struggle or anything? Dang.
Dang indeed.
11. 6.
We're at 11, no.
Oh,
13.
13.
13. Okay, so I'll start with a 13.
Oh.
What you do notice, doesn't seem to be like a struggle.
Mhm.
Not even like the Poochies wake up with you, and they're still kind of cuddled up at the corner. Nothing seemed to have occurred nefarious, but you do notice one particular plank of wood, leaving just a very small gap. Have been very loosely taken out. The screws themselves aren't even bent. And then, so you notice one little plank of wood has been taken off of a window.
Did you see anything?
Oh, I was watching Borla all night. I just like to look at her sleep, make sure she's okay.
Yeah, she does that.
I never blink. Constant. Yeah, I'm not very helpful though, sorry.
Did I see anything?
No. By the time you had passed out, I'm afraid.
Well, he said he had to report back in, so maybe bump into him and he's see him. He had to leave the guy, but this seemed intentional, so
Sure. Okay. I'd like to go outside by the window where it was taken off, see if I see anything.
Sure. Yeah, so moving the thing aside that Charlie had it, and venturing out. Now that throughout the road, you can start to see people going about their day. Occasionally, people just seem to be wandering down to the lake. Not much activity from these people. But while you're taking a look at the area, go ahead and roll me a survival check.
14.
14. I mean, it's fair enough to say from the window landing to where he was, you can start to see a little bit of footprints sort of darting off into the area. But following it for a little bit, eventually, from the morning traffic, it becomes just a little too impossible to venture out. Further than where you would go for Eastway, which is towards East Haven, it's typically. So not going back the way that you came. But, yeah. So you get an idea of the direction that he traveled, but to find anything more specific with a 14 is a little too difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just getting the feeling that we can't actually trust him.
Are you just now getting that feeling?
But he said
I
that
was
he
really tired
could.
last night.
No,
So
I mean just in general.
Yeah.
I don't know. He
But
was just a wee thing.
He's so cute.
charming.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a cutie.
Don't trust friends, right?
Well, you know, we're friends. I trust you in some ways.
She did turn her best friend into a beetle.
Bad friend.
Like that's a
Oh,
sore
well,
subject.
well.
Yeah, you
We've
really.
all
I like.
Loves you.
Probably.
Let's
Let's
see,
call
I'll
it like it
roll
is,
for
though.
Yeah. Yeah.
She did a big crunch.
Oh,
Oh.
God.
Okay.
So you
Yeah,
definitely
that's,
crushed your friend.
Yo,
Did,
didn't mean to. Lost her and then stepped.
Did you eat her afterwards?
Oh, you really didn't
No,
have to
I
answer that.
buried her.
Oh, well, that's sweet.
Maybe it didn't happen though.
Yeah. Maybe it didn't.
Maybe she's out there in all the bugs.
Yeah.
Could have been a different beetle, maybe.
Maybe
All right.
who knows what's real? Not me.
didn't get necklace till crunch though.
Oh,
Okay, so that
okay,
might
so
be
that's
related.
that's a sign.
Probably what that is. Can I investigate her magical necklace?
Sure.
I'm a magical woman. What would I use for that? Arcana or investigation?
So there's indeed a little symbol that's attached to it. So
Yeah.
if you would like to roll me a religion check.
Religion. Okay. Oh, looks like I'm religious.
Apparently, I'm religious.
It's a 20, a dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
Dirty.
alright. So it is not the official symbol of it, but you do indeed recognize it. For some reason not. You recognize this as a rather. It's a form of divine punishment that is typically placed on people. It is not uncommon for gods that represent life or nature in some degree to inflict this particular kind of curse. People used to study this kind of curse to use spells such as like awaken, that typically brings like a sentience to a creature. And so you would recognize there's several gods that typically do it. Out inside this area, you would probably guess Selûne, the god of the moon, typically represents life for the most part, is one of the gods that enact this kind of divine punishment. It takes many different forms, and gods can be creative in their punishment. But yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, she definitely did it. She for sure did it. She killed her friend for sure. Oh,
Well,
sorry.
What happens if you take the necklace off?
Can't?
Oh, okay.
There's no way to take it off, and it's way too tight on
Yeah.
your neck. Yeah.
Is it constricting your ability to speak?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Oh.
I imagine you have a lovely voice.
Yeah.
If we could hear it.
So beautiful.
Yeah.
Were you like this before the necklace?
Remember?
Very good question.
Haggish. Like a hag. Like, were you always like this, or did you bathe at one point?
You can be a bit abrasive.
I'm just curious about my new friend.
For someone who was in love
I
with
like
this
being stinky.
I also like you being stinky.
Smell like nature.
I've never smelled
Indeed.
nature.
I can get
But
behind that, yeah.
I agree. Okay, well,
Well, this has all been really, really enlightening. But I think maybe it's best for us to hit the road.
Yeah,
The longer we stay here, the more likely someone might get pissed about breaking in.
let's go.
stop squatting. Let's leave.
Yeah. Offload.
Yes, alright. As you eventually sort of upload, get everything out, the dogs out the window one by one, there's an occasional like odd stare, and eventually even a guard is kind of noticing you guys before he just doesn't give a shit. And he just continues his daily walk. And these people just seem very devoid of any sort of life or inspiration.
I feel like we could have gotten away
Yeah.
with a bit more.
Should push the envelope next time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But you guys eventually get back onto your horse. I mean, back onto your wagon. Led by dogs.
Wow, that's a big horse.
I'll get on.
It's made of horses. And settle on out along Eastway out towards East Haven. So, are we sticking to the same sort of idea?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so if you're in the front and if you're keeping watch at the back, I
Uh-huh.
would like perception checks from the two of you, if you don't mind, please.
Come on. Perception. Yes. 14 again.
Actually, I'm gonna get in the carriage. I wanted to talk to Gwen about something.
Oh,
So
okay,
I
great.
will not be up front. If
Okay.
someone else wants to take that position.
Okay.
I mean, if nobody does, Charlie will sit up front with Sipa.
Right.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Great. No, Charlie goes, sits up front next to Sipa, puts a blanket around his mate,
Yeah.
and then he's just nodding, encouraging the dogs. He's like, "Come on, I've seen you run faster. Off you go."
Yeah.
Continues to travel along.
Probably better that
Mitzi's
way
in
with
the
him
back,
there.
just with you guys going.
If you try to stop her, she gets you.
Perception, please.
Terrible.
14.
14? Okay, great. So, yeah, you guys are now bumping at the back of the cabin. So I can actually dial this down because one of you isn't out there.
And we're headed back to East Haven.
Like I say,
Oh yeah.
so as one-on-one as this can be with a carriage full of people.
Real quick though. Are we in Arctic terrain?
You are indeed an Arctic terrain, sir.
So it's my favorite terrain type. So when it says proficiency bonus is doubled for proficient skills when you make an intelligence or wisdom
Yes.
related check, while traveling for an hour or more, it doesn't slow your group's travel. Your group can't become lost except by magical means. You remain alert to danger even when you're engaged in another activity. You can move stealthily at a normal pace. You find twice as much food while foraging, and when tracking creatures, you learn the exact number, sizes, and how long they passed in the area. So, but my proficiency bonus is doubled.
Okay,
so,
good. So that would be 16 instead of a 14 then.
Because the bonus is doubled?
Because the bonus is doubled, yeah.
Oh, but I have +5
For your proficient. Oh, so you have +5, yeah.
for perception.
So for perception, if you have +5, so you add the 5 to it. But you're adding your proficiency bonus to that
Which is a
to
3.
make it, yeah. It's
Oh.
3 because you're
Yeah,
level
we just
5.
leveled
Excuse
up,
me,
yeah.
sorry, yeah.
Oh,
so
yeah,
the
yeah.
total would have been 17
Okay.
instead of
Nice.
that, which is actually very good to know.
Yeah.
That was
Thank you.
close.
Awesome.
Good, yeah, great. You know, having a ranger
There we
has it's handy.
go.
But yeah, the dogs pull the sled, and you guys sitting at the back.
Yeah. So Gwen,
Yeah.
I just had a thought. You don't seem to care too much about what happened before.
What happened?
Like you seem like whatever happened to you.
Oh.
Like you don't seem too invested in it.
Well, I do wonder why some people get to die and I have to be here.
Right.
And I think about that a lot at night when I look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is really horrific.
I had,
And
I had a thought. Now, this whole place, like I said, super depressing.
Oh,
Lots
yeah.
of horrible, horrible ways to die. You ever thought if you might have been one of those people that they like for the
no, that would make me a bad guy.
no, I mean like if they
They
chose
sacrificed
to
you.
sacrifice. I mean, you had a connection to the guy getting burned at the stake in some way.
Maybe. I've never thought about that or most things. I mean, I don't even,
Right, that's what I was
I
talking
had a
about.
book on me and there was this name in there, so I assume that that's me and it says
Could be.
that I'm great.
What was
So-
the book about?
There's spells and stuff in it, and sometimes I read it and I know new spells.
Huh.
It's cool.
Oh, okay.
It is cool.
So that's where you get your
Yeah,
magic.
well, I think it's from me. Whoever this was wrote down a bunch of cool stuff, so hopefully it's me. 'Cause it says they're great.
Good job reading.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know, I remembered out.
So
I
maybe-
do the though,
You think you knew the
what my
Just
gender
interjects.
or species is.
Like I said, you just have to look at the pelvic bone to know what your gender was.
I'm wearing both a skirt and pants, so it's a little bit, it's hard to get to, and what's the reason?
You're right, you should put it off.
Take it off.
Bam. Please. My bits.
Good bits.
Pretty good. Anyway, maybe I do know that guy. Should we go to the spire and
maybe after East Haven?
ask somebody, hey, does this look familiar, but before the decomposition, did you know this?
Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know what's real or not.
Okay.
Just thought you were maybe.
Oh, I'm real.
Okay.
Yeah. No, everyone else can see me too. I know. Common misconception.
Whoa.
That's okay.
Hmm.
God, Alistair
I
might
am
not have been real
corporeal.
because he just keeps disappearing. But
Yeah, who knows about that guy? I
Okay,
would love to
I
find my origins.
guess my curiosity is good now.
Is it?
No,
I mean, no, no,
not
no
even
questions were
remotely.
answered.
I know less
I
than
have
before.
I have more questions apparently than she does about her past. So you know.
I was gonna say
Well, I'm just saying
more
there's
confused.
a simple solution to figure out what your gender was.
Just
so
get right in there. Just.
You just look.
Yeah.
You just look.
There's a lot of meat still, and there's a lot of
I'll take a
decomposing.
peek.
Ooh!
Yeah, that sounds like a fun thing to do. Let's
Yeah, that sounds great.
break up the monotony of this travel
Let's
day.
all look at each other's genitals now.
Seen mine.
We have,
Sure have.
we
Sure
saw it
have.
all.
Yep.
Won't I'll never unsee
The
it.
front and the back. Why are you turning?
Just want to smell.
Yep. Well, that was horrifying. I'm like, anyway, I'll go watch in the back. I will go stand watch.
I'll say right about then, as you lead out to where Ataris is looking, you do eventually catch the eyesight. Based off of the path, as the path is curving, you're able to like at least look through the cloth of the caravan every now and then. You do notice as the wind is starting to pick up, and you start to feel that might be a little bit of a storm coming in. You do see migrating on the path that you seem to be trajectorying towards two very large, almost bear-like figures walking through. And every now and then, as the wind subsides a little bit, you see them advancing a little bit together before the wind comes. I mean, they're a little bit off into the distance, but they're in within your path.
I'm gonna cast Speak with Animals,
Okay.
and I just say in bear,
What you up to?
All right. You know what? Yeah. Roll me a persuasion.
Yeah.
17.
Yep. As you put your head out the covering,
You hear it go, oh!
in response, you hear a coming back, and you get the idea of what they're saying is food.
Where?
Yes.
The
Looking.
minds.
What?
A meeting of the minds, for sure. Our two smartest characters talking.
Storm?
Yes.
Join us and we give you food.
Roll persuasion.
That's an 18.
Alright.
So persuasive.
There's a
I don't know.
period of hesitation before eventually they start to march towards you guys. From what you
Bears.
guys know,
There's bears
yeah,
coming
it's
in.
just been and now these two large
Bears.
figures
Yeah,
are
I'm gonna yell
walking
right at
towards you
Orla.
guys.
Bears!
Give me some food.
What?
Now.
Food?
They're gonna join us if we give them food.
We have money. Do
Don't
you
we
need
have-
money?
What kind of supplies do we
Bears
have
don't
on
need
the...
money.
You typically have there's rations. Rations are in the
It's like
form
I have a
of.
ration.
I mean, I think there's in the caravan we got some stuff, right?
Maybe.
There was indeed some rations inside the caravan.
Let's give them that.
Sure.
Cool. Eventually,
Unless
I
you want to
say.
fight bear, I can fight bear.
No.
All right, fine.
Cool.
Yeah, eventually there's a.
Friends?
Sorry to interrupt everybody, but two big bears incoming. Let me know if what's the game plan here?
I'm just outside walking towards them with some
Oh,
rations.
fuck! There she goes. Whoa!
I think, Charlie, she's befriended these bears,
What?
and I think
She's bear
they're
friended.
going to be our companions now.
All right, Super want to slow down. Super slows them down for a little bit, and yeah, as you approach them, they eventually they stop maybe a good 10-15 feet away from you, but they do peer over, and Pepe immediately hops out and like takes a few steps closer towards them, and there's some recognition between the two of them, and as these two bears start to look out towards you guys, they start to recognize you a little bit, and they're all closer to Orla
Okay.
for a little bit, and a few of them are a little bit scarred. There's some scars around their shoulders
And they're
around the
polar
backs. Yeah.
Oh.
2 big polar bears.
Oh,
We know them.
Uh-oh. Is this good or bad?
Let those two go, even though you tried to adopt them.
No.
That's right.
If you love something, let it free and let it.
Yeah, I'm kind of cautiously put my hand out. Just
Yeah,
to,
so there's one
yeah.
that gets a little bit closer to you.
I'm on all fours and like I'm weirdly looking and moving like a bear,
Sure.
like with them and like kind of. I just go right up to him and like do like nuzzles and stuff and sniff on him.
The nuzzle does kind of come back
Yeah.
after a while as you just start rubbing with this rather large polar bear head. And the other individual comes to you. And roll me an animal handling check with advantage.
yeah, I'll probably other hand with a ration as well. So.
Oh, there we go.
Natural 20. Plus 1, 21.
Yeah, as soon as you place your hand on top of it, it recognizes you, and it just immediately just rolls its big bear form into you, like it's just a rather evasive kind of hug. But yeah, it just sort of stumbles into you for a little bit as he just starts cuddling the two of you.
How long?
Yeah.
How long you need to be around a certain animal?
Before you can
Yeah.
fall shape.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say with your experience out here, you've
You've
seen them. I
Okay,
mean,
never
yeah,
mind then.
You've been out here for a while.
Cool.
Yeah.
Feeling kind of bare. They
Yeah,
got
I'm
out
doing-
here.
Yeah. And so there's some recognition before she starts inside your pockets.
Yeah.
And then the one that you were talking with is like food.
Got it.
And bear. Yeah,
She takes it away and starts immediately chomping. The other one looks at it for a little bit and then turns to look at you.
Produce a ration.
And then two just start to snack for a little bit. And then the one that's chilling by you just sits. It's
All
out the
jiggly.
snow. And then, the other one will start while you're on all fours playing with it.
Oh yeah, I want to play with it
Yeah,
and just roll around and
Pepe kind of just hops in.
This
It's a little action
100
between
pound-
the three of you guys just.
old woman.
Well, this is happy.
Yeah.
Bears are so happy. Please be careful. Just fighting a bear.
Yeah, so for the most part, these two bears just seem to be playfully hanging out with you guys for the most part.
Yeah, so we know these bears. Some goblins were being cruel to them, so we freed them.
Very nice. They were hungry.
That seems that way. That's quite ravenous.
I can be ravenous.
I believe you. I absolutely believe you.
Well,
Wow. Can we ride him or should we
Yeah,
leave him here?
I hop on one.
That seems
Well,
rude. Oh, never mind.
The one that you're on, yeah, you're a fairly light individual. You hop onto its back.
It's not like I'm just like hugging it, like laying on it.
Yeah, it's a polar bear. It's still pretty
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
sizable. Yeah. But yeah, for the most, it's quite comfortable with you climbing on its back for now.
Cool.
I asked, what are your names?
She says, no name. Never had name.
Mitzi. And you'll be Bear 1 and Bear 2.
Bear 1. No, it looks like Bear 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
You don't know what we're saying. I'm just going.
yeah, that's considered once again. It's
Yeah.
Quite the conversation.
Yeah.
She even
So-
does speak bear.
I do see that
God.
she can speak to the bears. There's a storm coming, so we should move.
See if we can make East Haven before it hits.
Yeah. That's
Last
good.
time we were in a storm, you and Galaxor were taken away. There was a big owl thing that attacked us, and there were cats and stuff. It was pretty bad.
Storms are bad.
Yeah.
Are the bears coming with us?
You coming with us?
Safe.
Storm coming should go, not stay.
Roll persuasion. I'll give you advantage because of the rations and the friendship.
Wow.
Good.
Thank
Be-
God.
Oh, 3 and a 5.
Oh.
Town.
Stay outside of town?
Outside town.
Okay.
And then while you're on it,
Yep. Wow.
starts waddling away. The one that's in front of you
We're
gets up.
going. I'm just
Let's
on
just
one.
go.
What?
We should
Follow
follow.
Yeah, I'm just going.
You're just walking. Okay.
Back in the carriage.
Yes, very good. I have not left the
Or
carriage.
the wagon.
Yes, very good. Let's go.
Beautiful, yeah. So, back into the road as the storm is now starting to find you on the back of a polar bear. Keeping up with the dogs for the most part, and the other one's just following suit behind them.
Don't eat dogs.
Okay.
Oh.
And they're traveling with you guys for the longest time. It is quite a far trip to East Haven. So, if there's anything somebody would like to do throughout this endeavor, or we can just skip towards the end of it.
I'm good.
Yeah, no, can't think of anything.
All right. So, as we progress towards East Haven, the blizzard is starting to really catch you guys. You can feel it right. It's right within the cusp. But by the time you get towards East Haven, a good solid maybe 8 to 12 hours has gone by as far as you're concerned.
Wow.
Fairly long travel.
Wow.
By land, circling along. It's not the same as taking. You can understand the importance of the ferry to Cape Dinaval and Cape Verde. But you guys do eventually arrive at the town of East Haven in a very familiar fashion. Very different vibe from Cape or Cape Dinaval. As you guys arrive, you start to notice it's still people going about their day. The aurora is still shining inside the sky. Night hasn't exactly come. But as you guys indeed approach, the two polar bears get towards the entrance of the city, and they just stop for a little bit, and Seaport eventually just orders the sled dogs to stop for a little bit. Before Bear 1 turns to you and says, "No light town."
Me neither.
We turns to the other bear and says, we go now.
You gonna have food?
We'll be okay.
Okay.
I give him another ration that I stole from someone.
No. Instead of being snatched away, there's a bear two's like for a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a nuzzle goodbye as he just comes in for a little hug. And the two polar bears give a bit of a glance to the rest of you, and Pepe picks out a little bit before and they disappear back into the snow.
That was weird.
You look spooked.
Yeah.
Don't like bears very much. They're scary.
Then you'll have a problem with me.
Well, finding your way back into town. Good old East Haven. People are still running about. And as Charlie and Sipo are bringing into this horse, and just as it passes them, and people are like peering into the back with Pepe and Atara sitting out the inside, seeing the rest of you guys over there, there is the occasional like, "Good people, hey!" And people are running about. Some of the kids come rushing out once again to see the heroes or whatever, and just like, "Wow, that's awesome!"
Mitzi, don't be alarmed.
Yeah, I'm
We're,
just going,
No,
It's all right. It's all right, love. We're just famous, is all.
For good things.
Just wave.
Yeah.
Just wave at them.
Right.
What?
There's occasional people just waving, saying hi. Just, "Hey, everyone, hey."
No prison?
No prison. We're heroes. People love us. It's great.
It was good what I did.
It was great what
Well.
you did.
No, not the bug thing, but the berry
No.
thing was great.
The-
Oh.
And when you helped us in that
Yes.
fight, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
that was
That's
really.
good, yeah.
That's good.
When?
Don't worry about it.
That's okay, friend. You should go talk to
Hit the
Lynn.
land.
Yeah. Go straight to Lynn.
Great.
You don't have to join if you don't want to. Just kind of drop it on their head and collecting, but
We'll
go
find
through it, it's
out.
fine.
It's always nice to see her.
Yeah.
She's a sweetheart.
Yeah. As you guys make your way through town, coming in from the east way, you eventually come to, the familiar old cabin of Lynn Torlbane. And she's there outside once again with her blanket and her pipe, sort of smoking away. And she perks up when she sees a caravan coming her way. There's a moment where she's a little defensive. As it parks and she stands up, like rather defiantly to the large gentleman who hops off. He lifts up the cover of it, and she sees the rest of you get out, and her face beams. It just darts through the snow. In old fashion, she just leaps onto Borlix.
Yeah, I try and jump off and like meet her halfway in the
Roll me. All right, let's do this. Roll me acrobatics.
Acrobatics. Shit. You're not athletics. 7.
7. Oh, she rolled a natural 1, so there's
Ow.
and you guys is like crunch together but land in the snow.
Ouch.
And she's hugging you. She says, "All right, so you did it. You're back. How did it go?"
Terribly.
A lot of things happened. We have a lot to catch up on.
Aye. All right. Well, it's good to see you all in one piece. Hello, us. I don't know you. Who's this?
We have a bunch of new friends.
This is our friend. She's a witch.
No.
No, sorry.
Maybe?
Maybe. We're not sure. She's not sure.
Mitzi.
Don't worry, love. They're all a little weird, so you'll fit right in.
Yeah.
I'm the normal one.
And she looks at Charlie and says, "Oh, you're a big lad." And he says, "Hello, ma'am. My name's Charlie Booker from Charlie Booker's Security Emporium. This here is Michael Patriot, Sipo, and these are the dogs attached to the wagon. We have not named them yet." He says, "All right. Well, come on in to where it's a little bit warmer. I got a fire going on inside. Are we hungry?"
No.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Of course you're not. But all right. Well, come on in then. You're going to have to duck down a wee bit. And she opens up the door and leads you guys on inside her house, where there is indeed a fire cackling away. It's a little warmer. Still the typical paranoid self. She's still got her papers lined up and these little markings across a map that lay on a wall from stalking the serial killer. But yeah, she leads you guys down and she comes out with like a little pot of stew that she's going on. It's a small bit of rations, but she offers it to everyone. Yeah,
Should
she
we
says,
wait till dinner's over to show her?
I don't know that it would really bother her that much.
We got some.
So,
Aye.
hopefully still preserved a bit, because I kind of packed it in snow. We don't have evidence per se of what he was doing, but he did admit to it before, well, kind of pull out his head.
"Oh,
Sefik.
all
He put up
right."
quite a fight.
Still fresh.
Seemed to be,
Oh, no, yeah, you're right about
yeah.
that.
We got him.
Hey, she just holds it by the bottom of the head and says, "No, you were a handsome bastard, but I'm glad you did." Tops it off into the corner.
Yeah. Seemed to have a unique connection with the Frostmaiden. Blue eyes and magic, and it was, she seemed to help him. Not enough, obviously.
Aye,
He was hard to kill.
right, that's disconcerting, but at least he's dead.
True. And Torga as well.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
And like a
she-
lot of other people we met.
She fought back, so.
All right. I mean, once again, don't really care about
Right.
her or her
Gonna
business.
eat it?
No, that's all you love.
Okay.
I run over and I just start eating into one of the cheeks.
That is more unsettling than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Like the arm was one thing, but off of a face, that's,
Right.
that's a lot.
That's,
Right.
that's a regular thing then.
Oh, she eats faces.
Apparently.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right. Oh,
She's a wild
well then,
card.
I suppose I owe you this. And she goes over to a table, pulls out a little coin of, as agreed, 100 gold pieces. Hands it over, and she says, I wish I had more work for you, but things are looking a little alright here in East Haven now because of you.
Should we tell her about the other side quest we had?
Sure.
The what?
I proceed to fill her in on all the details, Nildar, Sunlight, what he said, and the Charlatan and all that. The letter going along, just to kind of shorten all of that. I fill her in.
Takes a long gander and thinks for a while with her pipe before she I think this might be a bit out of my pay grade. I think it's time to take this to the authorities.
What?
The
The cops.
I don't This is all. This is a lot.
Yeah. I mean, he's dead too.
Oh,
Yeah, some of the cops are dead.
Well, no, Nildar.
Oh, Nildar. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nildar's dead.
Yeah.
aye, all right.
We haven't killed any cops yet. Yeah.
Just don't get caught as far as I can. All right. So I suppose that's good. You've been
Yeah.
very active, the whole lot of you, huh?
I've been busy.
It was yeah.
Aye.
Wasn't exactly expecting a vacation when I came up here, but yeah, it's quite the holiday.
Right. Well, I'm glad you'll made it back safe. My recommendation is to, I don't know, if you're concerned about this, maybe investigate yourself. Or it might be time to advise somebody a little higher up.
All right.
Alright, so what you want to do?
Sounds good to me. If we want to talk to him, keep it to ourselves. I don't. I defer to all of you.
Yeah. Let's just investigate it ourselves, quietly.
Yeah.
Huh?
I think it might be best to avoid the authorities. My my father has ties to people in
Power.
power, so might
He's
be
always
best.
telling us this. And we get it. You're rich.
It's not like we don't have other things like the spire to check out anyway.
Right.
Yeah. I would love to check out this fire.
But what are the good things to tell the authorities? Like, what's the positives, the pros?
That we took care of a serial killer. I think they
Yeah,
were looking
like-
into it too.
Sure, but
That we made new friends
is there
along the way.
anything that we can get from telling the authorities?
I don't know. Maybe not.
If not, then we should involve them at all.
If not, then yeah,
That's fine with me.
definitely not.
I'm okay with that. I don't know. Lynn, you still worried about them possibly being involved with that killing, or was he just finding out because of his whole connection to the Frostmaiden?
I mean, I hardly doubt, people cheating out of these lotteries is good for the Frostmaiden. So, whether they're tied to Sifik, I suppose that's quelled for me.
Alright.
Whether I like them or not, I don't know. I think they're all stuck up.
Sure.
But for the most part.
We're good. We don't have to. There's no reason not to. Told them last time if they had any other jobs, we'd work for coin, but I suppose they can find us if they have anything.
Okay.
The spire.
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright.
Hell yeah!
If I could make a point of recommendation, if you're planning on, heading far out into the wilderness, go prepared. It gets cold and dangerous out there.
Where can we go to buy the proper
Oh no, there's
things?
plenty of stores in town. I believe you met Caleb, or at least his son.
Oh, yeah.
At that time, yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, he's a fun lad.
Mm-hmm. Real sharp.
Yeah.
Gives me a lot of faith about his generation. Let's.
Yeah, waving journey. Where?
Aye, the waving.
Yeah,
the waving
yeah.
journey.
Caleb. I can't read my own handwriting. Roland.
Rowald.
Roald. That's how I spelled it. It just didn't make
Yeah.
sense.
You did great. You did so good.
Roald.
That's too many vowels.
Roll.
I'm a Colin Ronald.
Mhm.
Yeah, we can go there. Need to get you proper armor.
Yeah, armor
You're
for
big,
sure for you.
squishy.
Yes, I'm made of flesh.
She shivers as she pops an eyeball into her mouth.
Maybe we get her something too.
Big old sweater. Big old
That's a
sweater.
beautiful eye you just ate, by the way.
She just pulls the other one out and she,
No, just.
okay, and
He's
she
not-
just pops it in
Not
her
nearly
mouth.
as handsome anymore, is he?
Yeah,
No, at this
what's
point-
his head look like now?
Well, I mean, he's had a couple of his cheeks and his chin mowed out, and it's currently like
She
eyeless.
puts her hand in the mouth and says, "I'm not so good anymore."
Lynn
We all
just giggles
laugh
at that.
together.
Oh my god.
Let's go. Yeah.
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 Sleeve.
Right.
Might want to leave that here or finish it before we get to the
We're
shop?
gonna kiss.
As
Okay.
She bites his lips off.
Ooh.
No.
Right.
Well, let's see what size we are.
It's-
Eminem, so if we die, like in a battle, are you going to eat us? Or like not care? Or like not mourn?
Probably eat.
I mean, I
I'm
get
so
it.
hungry.
Would you be sad?
Yeah. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're right.
I don't know.
Would you
Take
be
that.
sad now? All right, friendship material. Let's go.
That's good. I'm already dead, just eat me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that technically true?
Oh no.
Someone else.
You're already dead.
Never mind. I have to go.
So as you guys settle out,
Don't
I guess
think the meats are good.
It's pretty gross.
on that note, as you guys settle out, heading towards the waving journey, you do eventually see a familiar sight. It's on the streets as Ronaldo is currently chatting to a bunch of kids. The children seem pretty well garnered up. It's kind of obvious what they're doing. One of which is got scarves, one wrapped all around his head and all around her body, and she's holding like a little book. And so you just see like a little nose popping out and these two small little kid eyes. One of which is just covered in like this little like fox fur, and she's currently got a big chest out like this in front of Ronaldo as Ronaldo's doing his best to gesture to kids that are nearly his size. There's a little tiefling girl who's currently crying, who's behind Ronaldo, and then the rest of the other kids are dressed up. One is doing his best to look like a Tyrus. He's got a little thing, like a little like cardboard lizard hat on. There's a familiar cat as Whiskey has taken the role of playing Pepe of the street, and then there's a little human boy who has like taken charcoal and he's rubbed a beard on his face to look like Tobias.
Adorable. All right.
Yeah. And eventually you guys come across him. Ronaldo seems to be talking to the little kids.
Very cute.
Yeah, and he's the one who's kind of puffing out his chest, and he says, "All right, so you're clearly a fan of Borla. You know Borla, right?" She goes, "Yep." And he says, "Well, what is Borla's job? You're running around as Borla. What do you do as Borla? What is your job for the team?" She says, "I punch everybody, and everybody punches me." And she just in front of his face and says, "Yeah, that's right. Now, you understand why she does that, right?" And he's like, and looks at the one that's covered in bandages is just like, Before Elda says, "Well, you see, Borla doesn't like it when her friends get hurt. That's why she takes the front of it, because she knows she's strong enough to do that. So she's stronger, ensuring that other people aren't hurt. You get that, right?" And she says, yeah. She says, "So when you bully, your friend Sarah over here, you're doing the opposite of what makes Borla so strong, and you want to be like Borla, right?" She says, I want to be like Borla. She says, "Well then, you gotta learn this a little bit of empathy. That's what we call it. You just gotta be a little bit nicer to it. So in future, is she allowed to play with the rest of you?" She goes, "Oh yeah, okay. I'm sorry." She says, "Oh no, you don't have to say sorry to me. You can say sorry to her." She says, "It's okay. You can say sorry." She says, "I'm sorry." And he's like, "I'm sorry." The one got bandaged up and is like, "Wow," from Whiskey. He says, "All right, well, why don't you guys go ahead and play for the rest of the day, all right?" And then they three of them just kind of go rolling off for a little bit. So Ronaldo gets up and is just like, "Whew, okay." And then continues just walking throughout his day. He doesn't seem to have noticed you guys yet. Before he just sort of watches the kids play for a little bit, and he puts his little satchel over his shoulder, rustles the snow out of his hair for a little bit, whew, and continues just walking a little bit further down towards, you guys recognize the street towards the White Lady Inn. Yeah, off into the distance.
God, he's charming.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh.
I'm fine. It's okay.
Keep it together.
No, it's freezing to my face. Ah! Don't do that again.
I mean, as far as the acting and that, I mean, those kids are not that great. They could really use a real teacher to teach them that. Anyway, I'm just saying, there's a thespian in me. I can't help but be a critic.
You're kind of making me want to bully you right now.
That's fair.
Oh.
In character.
As you guys continue traveling forward, if you wish, perception checks from everybody, please.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Ooh, 22.
Oh shit! Okay.
She knows what's up.
18.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. I'm a 6.
9.
22.
22.
Why? I feel like I was
Small.
You want me to roll for you?
Big
rolling
hands.
I'm gonna roll for you if you want.
Oh no!
7.
All right. So as you guys are continuing to walk down the street, people recognize the good people. Donna, Borla, Tobias, and Mitzi. You guys start to notice there are flyers, just sort of put up everywhere. And very typically, you notice beforehand there's the "Watch Your Pockets" signs that have been going over there.
Can't read.
Then you notice a pamphlet that piques their interest.
Cool.
There's pictures on it.
No.
Yeah, and you guys do notice the little pamphlets that seem to be put up. There's a special event planned at the White Lady Inn in about a week. Well, less than a week actually. Now that you guys have arrived home, apologies. It's about 4 days. There's an event happening at the White Lady Inn where there's a performance being made in honor of the good people, a little theatre play being put on by some of the kids, and then there are other bards that have been invited to the area from other towns, inside 10 towns. The White Lady Inn.
Well, let's hope that those bards are a little better than the kids.
Is this going to upset you, or is this okay that they're doing this?
If you're gonna make a play about us, that you should get the best in the biz, the best available, not some little kids. That's all I'm saying.
I want to
That's all
see
I'm
the
saying.
best goods.
That's right. The best goods. See?
I don't know. I want to see someone who's got, who's invested. Passion.
Plus, the kids are cute. They're Ronaldo-sized.
Yeah,
It's a
true.
cheap parlor trick.
You make
I
fun-
love it.
If you make any of those kids cry, I'm going to beat you up.
Well, I'm not gonna watch, so you go ahead and
I can do impressions.
let's hear one.
Bear.
That's good. Yeah.
That's good.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
It
How about-
sounds like one.
Can you do a Charlie Booker?
Oh, yeah, good. Do me.
You never met.
Ha! That's great. That was good.
I couldn't tell a difference.
Sorry. Pass you on the time. But as you guys head off towards the general store, basking in East Haven, being a little bit more cheery of the places that you guys have investigated, leaving the world kind of open to your oyster. That is where we're going to end today's session.
Ooh.
Yeah. So thank you, Colleen, for joining us.
Oh.
A wonderful, wonderful character.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Do I come back?
if you want to.
Yeah.
You are,
I really like your character.
you are very welcome at the table, my dear. 100%.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, so thank you guys. We'll be picking up once again next Saturday at 1:30 p.m.
20 blaze it.
Oh yeah, 420 place. 420 places. Wonderful. Oh, it is 420. Is that what you said?
Exactly.
I mean-
I see.
Oh, we
Oh,
ended
right
on,
now.
We ended at
Yeah.
420, Mr.
We ended on 420.
420
Vape,
vape.
420
God.
baby.
Hell yeah,
God.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, catch us every Saturdays at 1:30 p.m. as this adventure continues. Join me again at 11 p.m. with my brothers. We're playing through Dabbler 2, the resurrected version that just got released.
Nice.
Yeah. And then Sunday is chats with Casey and myself, and anyone else that happens to hop in and nerd out. That happens at 8 p.m. on Sundays, and then Mondays at 8 p.m. is Map Making Mondays, where I use Flowscape to just design 3D maps, and it's just literally just hanging out, chilling the chat, and listen to music while we create stuff. So come join us then. But until then, everyone, please stay safe. Look after each other. Be nice to everybody. And yeah, thank you guys. This was fun. This was cute.
Thank you.
Woo! Yeah.
420 blazes.
Blazes.